Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Dungeon Lounge. Sorry for the little bit of scuff while we were getting set up. Might have been rushing a little bit this afternoon to get things all going. But yeah, it's a little bit of a different thing we're doing today. I am joined by Flora. Hello, Flora.
Hello, Elizabeth.
And also joined by our good friend Lenneth from over at the channel Tiaras and Tea Kettles. I don't know if I heard you there. That's weird. Like your thing is lighting up like you're talking, but I'm not hearing your voice, which is weird because I could hear you earlier.
Yeah.
Are you hearing her?
She's talking.
She is talking.
No.
Oh, okay. No, it's just
Do
me.
you forget you're on push to talk?
I am pushing.
Oh,
to
now I
do the
can hear you.
talking.
There you are. You're good now.
I don't know what happened. Hello.
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 So yeah, unfortunately Sasha can't join us today. But yeah, we thought since we were kind of between games and things like that, we could just do some fun tea time chat stuff rather than push it real good. Yeah. So yeah, I guess to get started there. So what are we all drinking? What is our tea or tea adjacent drink today?
I have a milk tea. It's just one of those powdered instant milk teas.
I did the same thing.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's better than or cheaper than having to order a good one.
This is true. This is very true. What you got today, Lenneth?
Well, until my mic started acting all weird. I woke up literally an hour ago, shoved food down my throat, and now I'm here. And I'm not sure why.
Oh, well, that would be fun to have company. And you're lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, also, yes. Hello, Jormungandr. Hello, Heavy Lead. And hello, Teacup.
Hello.
I don't see a raccoon here.
No raccoons.
What are they
There are
talking
no
about?
raccoons.
There are
There's
no
a
raccoons
banshee,
here.
a
Do
dragon,
you see
and
any raccoons?
I don't see any raccoons.
Could you do this to me?
Trash?
Yeah, people keep saying there's trash pandas, but I don't see one.
I don't see one.
There's a banshee, there's a dragon, and then there's just me,
Honk.
a goose. Honk.
Honk. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, I guess that is true, Teacup, yeah.
Oh gosh, is it really?
Wow, that takes me back.
Oh,
I remember doing this like a couple years ago was my first tea time. Like again, it was just kind of like throwing it together type of thing.
Yeah, that was the first one.
And I think that was actually the first stream you saw, Lenneth, was me doing a solo tea time, or was it with Quest?
Me? I don't know.
You just at one point you just materialized into the channel like you were always here.
Ever since I was an egg, I feel like I've been
always
here.
been here.
Yes, Tater tea,
Hello, Tater.
milk tea today. Also, I apologize in advance for crunchies, but I have
right now,
mini eggs because it's Easter season.
Oh, see, that's why I put the 48 count box on my throne, because if you're gonna do something, do it with your whole ass out.
This is true.
Can I tell you a terrible secret?
What's your terrible
What,
secret?
that you hate them?
I don't like mini eggs.
That's
It's
fine.
not a
Sorry.
terrible secret. Everybody hates them.
I don't hate
The
them.
terrible secret is when you like them.
I like them.
Elizabeth likes them.
Cringe
I know a lot of
chaser.
people I know like them.
Oh, really?
It's like
Yeah.
chocolate covered candy egg.
I like.
I don't like
goop.
I don't like the outside. I don't
That's
like the crunch part.
Yeah. Like you have to be a fan
Are
of
we
like
talking about
things
the
in
little eggies, or are we talking about the big eggs?
Talking about the little
the
ones.
little baby eggies.
Okay,
I'm
I
also
don't
not
actually.
super-
I've never had them.
Oh. Also not super big on the big ones either, but
The big
they're
ones
better
I
than the little ones.
find I can't have because I find like especially like with those like white and yellow, those things are that core is too sweet, and this is coming
Yeah.
from
it's too
me.
sweet.
It's pure sugar. But those are pretty much my favorite. That's the secret. I like those.
Oh, I see. I don't feel like that's a secret though, because again, I feel like most people like the big Cadbury.
I
cream
even
egg.
have an emoji of a Cadbury egg, which I need to bring out because 'tis the season.
It is the season. I acknowledge I tend to prefer different filled eggs, like peanut butter filled eggs. I enjoy, but then again, I just enjoy peanut butter. So
Peanut butter.
I do too. Too bad I'm allergic.
you're allergic. Oh no.
Oh no.
It has never stopped me.
I don't like peanut butter and chocolate together.
That's okay too.
This is all my chocolate confessions.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
this
Flora's
is apparently
chocolate
the
confessions.
deep Flora lore.
Flora's
Deep
confession about
lore.
chocolate. Really,
See,
I like just like plain chocolate.
that's fine.
I don't like stuff in it. I don't like nuts in it. I don't
I
like
okay, that's fair.
peanut
That's
butter and
fair.
like fillings and stuff. I just
If
like
it's good
plain
chocolate, I want it to
Mm.
be plain.
chocolate. Yeah.
But I'm also the weird kid that doesn't like when my foods touch.
That's actually a very common one. I have a friend like that too, who also like she
Yeah.
bought plates that have the raised edges
I
so her
have,
things don't
yeah,
touch.
correct. That is the correct thing to do.
Ooh, songs from Joe. Oh, those are pretty decent songs. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor
That sounds
Dreamcoat.
fun.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good musical.
Though I have to admit, I'm a little tempted. Les Mis is coming back to Toronto.
Is
Oh,
it?
is it?
Now the question is who's playing Valjean? Because if Colm Wilkinson's coming back to do Valjean,
Uh-oh.
the tickets are
Uh-oh.
being bought. Like,
Uh-oh.
damn. But I think he's retired.
No.
I know.
I think he might be retired.
Yeah. Or at least I don't know if he can hit some of those like the notes and bring him home.
Mm.
He is going to be 80 years old this year.
Oh,
So
my lord.
See,
Just, like,
that's
looking it up.
that's a man in my desired range, though.
Oh, there you go.
Planet Strike Zone confirmed.
40s and 50s is too baby.
Mm.
You gotta pump those numbers. Those are rookie numbers.
I remember
Gotta go to the big league.
I remember hearing a joke once where it's like, oh, your age is like your level. So like when when you're 80, you're level 80, and it's like, ooh, I can start doing some FF14 raids now. Woo.
There's a lot you could do at level 80 in life, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, this is a weird aside, but I know like the Song of Ice and Fire tabletop system, like they try and kind of represent that you could do like characters at different ages and it changes your abilities. Like,
Oh yeah.
like when you're younger, you have like lower ability scores, like your archery skills and things like that tend to be on the lower side. You get less points for that, but you have more like potential, like more destiny points or things like that. You can get more like long-term investment type abilities. Whereas, like, I think when you play someone senior, you're allowed really cheap ability scores, but like your long-term potential type stuff, like your qualities and things, I think are a little bit on the lower side.
Yeah. Oh, happy early birthday to
yeah,
you.
happy early
Yeah,
birthday.
happy birthday.
My sense of time is
it's
really
all
bad.
kinds of musicals. Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, nice.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it does. Sometimes, honestly, like with musical stuff like that, sometimes you do just want to go see like the compilations because it's like, I remember years and years ago, I went with my mom for actually a Colm Wilkinson concert, and he was just doing all the greatest hits, and it's like, this is great. None of that filler, none of those filler songs from the musicals, just all the hits.
Just the creme de la creme
no
de
new
la
stuff,
Edgar.
just taking care of business. Get to the work and overtime part.
Oh my god.
Funny thing is, I like last night, like I was brainstorming some topics with Lenneth and Flora about like things to talk about on stream, and we've completely like veered off to the left from that. I'm not complaining,
Sometimes-
mind you.
Listen, that's in another window. I can't even see it, and I have no object permanence. So if I can't see it, it's not real.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
We just talk about whatever. Who cares? We don't have to follow a plan.
I guess it's there in case we would start to run out of stuff.
Yeah. Well, if we run out of stuff to talk about, then there's a plan there.
There's the plan. In theory, well-organized stream, but definitely did not
Theory.
go live without me forgetting to change the titles and then immediately have to go offline.
Yeah, I
while
noticed
fix
that. I'm
shit.
like, oh, Elizabeth's still playing Bloodborne.
No, I'm not.
Well,
This is clearly Bloodborne. Look at all of this.
I'm here. It is Bloodborne.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, sometimes like the best, there's something to be said for the spontaneity of it, but there's also something to be said for like 2 minutes of dead air, where it's like,
2
how
minutes
are
of
you?
I'm here. I won't let
I'm
that
here.
happen.
How are
How's
you?
the
I'm
weather,
fine.
chums?
How is the weather
Oh,
for
boy.
you?
Oh, are you asking me? I
I
hope that's
guess.
a joke.
How's the weather? How is the weather down there?
It is 90 degrees, so like
Ew.
30
Oh,
something.
Ew.
ugh.
Yeah.
Is it humid?
Yeah, of course it is. It's
Ew.
always 100% humidity here.
Ew.
Ugh.
Always.
Yeah, I always insert random athletic team here. Oh yeah, with Laura and Glenna spectating. That'd be kind of fun maybe at some point to do, like one of us
Oh
playing a
yeah.
game with the rest of us
If you
like
want
Yeah, I was
local
gonna say, yeah,
commentary
Liz.
while you're playing
Yeah.
Bloodborne.
But here's the thing, if we were to do that, it would be super distracting and spoilerific. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fun. So it would have to be, on a separate channel where Liz cannot actually hear us.
That sort of like weird
Yeah,
blindness going
having
on.
the second channel running with, active.
So like
color
Liz does the
commentary.
stream as Liz normally does, but then there's a separate audio line that she cannot
That I
hear.
can't hear.
That's just us being like, oh
It's
man.
like weird, like picture.
Oh,
Like you see like
man.
those like React channels where it's like
Like,
meanwhile like
let's-
I'm just like
let's
playing
say
away,
or-
going doo 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 doo, rolls off a cliff.
Yeah, well, you're right. And then, like, for instance, when you defeated Amelia on Friday and you approached the skull, I was like, grabs the skull and uses it as a puppet. And what you didn't hear, that in and of itself, reading the words is funny. But what you didn't hear was me, like, with my hand up, like I actually had a skull on my hand, just going, I am Lawrence, doody doody doo, doody doody boo.
Hear the old blood, Lawrence.
Like, just,
It
It would be very
blah,
cool.
Blah. I
I'm Lawrence,
I admit
I'm
when
dumb.
I saw Amelia, a little thought that crossed through my brain was that it's like, oh, is this like a dark crystal Muppet? She looks like
She
one.
does look like a dark crystal Muppet.
I have so
Which
many
isn't a problem.
Borzoi gifts that I just use during discussions of Amelia.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even Amelia-ized Borzoi. They're just Borzoi.
Yeah.
Just...
She also kind of gives me a little bit of Never-Ending Story vibes.
That's actually a good
Falcor.
point. Yeah. Yeah, I found
Somebody
get me a
honestly,
horse
like,
skull so I can
despite the
do
fact that
Ludwig.
she like wrecked my shit several times, I did find her to be one of the easier bosses I've dealt
Right.
with so far.
Yeah, you did great.
She's an early boss, and everybody's just overly intimidated because she gets, like, the good music, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
got
I
those
found her,
screams.
her, especially because she also had the fire weakness. She was very similar to Cleric Beast, and Cleric Beast I
Right.
found was harder because of the smaller, like, because you're forced to fight that on a bridge,
Right.
so there was
Yeah.
less wiggle
Have
room.
you had... It's Amelia the Borzoi, everyone's favorite long boy.
It's true. It's true. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Cleric Beast is a
Yogi.
little. Hello, Yogi.
Thank you
It's a
for
little
the
more
raid.
difficult for the area he's in.
It's true. And that's the whole point, is that the narrow bridge
Yeah.
is supposed to be a pain in the rumpus magoo.
Yeah, and I know the technically you can just turn around and not deal with the Cleric Beast as well as Stinky Face. So,
Sasha.
Hi,
oh,
Sasha.
hello, Sasha. How you doing? Bungo, bungo.
I
Those
forgot you don't
eyes, the
technically
abnormal
have to go
large
fight
goose.
Stinky Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Flappy bird.
Flappy Bird. What did somebody call him? Flappy Cheeks?
Yeah.
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 Them cheeks be flapping.
Well, no,
They do
I
be
ended up
flapping.
like my brain ended up calling him Backstreet Boys because
Right, because some
someone in the-
Soulsborne person came in and was like, "Oh, do you need help with BSB? Let me walk you through it." It's like, did I
Yeah.
ask? Did I ask?
Did I ask? Maybe it was the same guy who's like a Yakuza.
Right.
Mm,
And then then it's just they abbreviated it to BSB, and then that
Okay.
was it.
Okay.
I want
got a lot
it
of white knights
that
running
way.
around the Bloodborne community, running or looking to be joining games and being like, "I'll save you from this boss." And it's like, maybe I want to learn how to fight the boss myself.
Yeah. Maybe
I just
wanna
feel
play
like
the
some
video
people
game
get
on
good
my
at the
own terms.
games, not because they have that inner self-accomplishment of doing the game, but so that they can then go to other people who are new to the game and look cool.
Mm.
Perhaps.
Hashtag cool.
Okay.
I mean, there are some other,
Oh, we
like
got-
like the Let Me Solo Her guy.
Legend.
There's some props to
Absolute
go there.
legend. Oh, we gotta hydrate and
Oh,
stretch.
okay.
Thank
Oh,
you.
good. I just took a sip, but I
Thank
guess I'll
you.
stand up and stretch. I should go get my iPad because I think that's where this file is. BRB.
And
Okay.
shrimp yourselves.
Stretching. Rogi, what is this
You did
game you
real
were
good,
playing
though.
called Against the Storm?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, what's
I
that?
haven't heard of it. Is it
What's
indie?
it about?
Tell us your game secrets.
Tell me your secrets.
If Let Me Solo Her offered it my advice, yeah, that's the thing. Is like yeah, if someone showed up into Bloodborne like that, I'd be like, okay. A strange
I
naked
feel
man
like
has
though,
appeared.
yeah, I feel like Let Me Solo Her would be like, nice about it. And helpful, as opposed to people who come in without a hello, throw a bunch of walls of text at you, and are like, why can't you do it?
Yeah. That's always frustrating, where it's like, where they're like, oh, it's frustrating to watch you play. You're doing all these things wrong, and it's like, yeah, it's my first time. I barely figured out how to upgrade my weapons.
You should just get good. Yeah, that's the whole point of the game.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm working on it.
What do you think
Shut
I'm
up.
doing?
Besides, half the fun is watching me get hit by the giant log covered in spikes because I didn't know it was coming.
Oh, I cackle.
I was shocked you didn't trigger the first one.
Yeah, I somehow dodged the first one. And then...
But the thing is, you guys, I forgot about them. So, like, big lore expert I am. I forgot. So I was just like, yeah, and then they go straight. Oh, yeah. And of course, then I remembered how many there are. And if you guys were never Tumblr people, there is a viral Tumblr post out there that is not viral because of, like, what's happening in the video. It's viral because in the background you can hear this laugh.
Oh no.
And people impersonate this laugh up and down the internet. And unfortunately, it's me. It's my laugh.
Oh no.
And that was the laugh I accidentally uttered when Liz got hit by the log.
Oh, Sasha says she has some good news, apparently.
What?
What is your good news? I just realized I went silent. I have to wait. It's like, maybe I shouldn't just go silent to wait. Twitch delay is a real thing.
Yeah, the Twitch delay. Against the Storm is a run-based city builder. Oh, okay.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Cat!
Meow meow.
Yes. Get yourself a kitty.
Yes.
Do it.
I hope the moving goes very smoothly. It's gonna be big ol' rush. And yeah, emotional support kitty.
Yeah, Sasha needs an emotional support kitty.
Forum has returned. She says,
yes.
No.
The mandatory cat distribution.
mandatory cat distribution system is working as intended.
As intended.
Yeah. No yawning.
Puddles and purrs in my lap. Aw. Kitty will be named Spot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And he will be a
speaking
good
of
kitty.
kitties. Hi, Luna.
Or she.
Luna has just jumped up on my desk and is trying to get into my teacup.
Oh no, Luna.
I know you want it, but you can't have it. It's not for you. Your food's gonna go off in like 20 minutes.
But she has no perception of time.
Time is not
Also,
real.
keep in mind for her, it's because time did. The
Yeah, oh yeah,
thingy.
yeah.
Oh,
did
look
move,
at you.
so-
You're so cute.
Did
Yes, you are,
not.
kitty. Yes,
That's
you are.
liberal myth.
I know you're hungry. You're
Hmm.
hungry.
I will
gotta
say
wait,
I
though.
did have this moment where it's like I woke up and I was like, oh, I slept until like 9:30. Oh, I did really good. And, and
Yeah.
then I go downstairs and I get reminded of daylight savings and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I woke up and it was almost 10 and I'm like, oh my god, why did I sleep so late? It's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Right. That unnecessary time
Okay.
changing.
The frustrating thing is like the only reason we still have it is because our time zone wants to be synced to New York and one other location. So until they decide to get rid of daylight savings, we're stuck with it. That's annoying.
Yeah.
I don't like being held to the
Mary
expectations of
ruining
another
this for
state.
us.
Oh, yes. Thank you again, Rogi, for the raid. Have a good doggy walkies.
Yes, enjoy your dog walk.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing is I think the reason I forget about it more now is that like so much of my stuff updates itself. Like
Yeah,
I have to go change my stove, but that's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here. My microwave and my stove.
Yeah,
I
stove,
don't
the
have a
microwave, and my
microwave.
car. I have to remember to change my car.
Oh
too.
yeah, my car. Or I can leave it for 6 months and be passive aggressive about it, and then I'll be right again.
Why does your area want to be connected to New York time? Well,
It has to do with the
I
stock
mean,
exchange.
yeah,
Yep. Money, money, money.
Money.
Ontario is, a pretty big center of Canadian commerce, etc. So,
They're
No.
pups.
Yermangander, no.
Yermagander, no.
We hug and we love kitties.
We do not eat our kitties. We do not eat our Mr. Bigglesworth.
Do
No.
not eat your
No, not
kitties.
even a little bit.
Now, if you decide to make a cake representation of your cat, that is acceptable. But you have to take pictures first.
Yeah, we want to see it.
We want to see it. I want to see the cake cat. Kitty Fred, not food. Correct. I'm gonna stretch for free.
Stretch for free.
Wow, charity.
Oh my
Giving
god.
that shit away for free.
Very charitable. Yeah,
Okay.
never give anything away for free.
That is a statement.
That's a
Wait.
statement.
No, that's my line
What?
of work. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
We don't talk about that here.
Like to remind you, the Dungeon Lounge is not is a, as far as I know, relatively say-so channel, despite all our terrible attempts at phrasing.
Phrasing.
Any lewd content is accidental and or we forgot for 5 minutes.
It's true.
Sometimes you just gotta choose violence.
It's true. I mean, it's not exactly like there's pacifist runs of some of the games we play, like Bloodborne pacifist run.
Pacifist
I don't know
Bloodborne.
about that, Chief.
You gotta go make friends with everyone.
Now, New
It's
Vegas,
fine, they all
on the
got-
other hand, you can do a
Yeah.
pacifist run in New Vegas if you wanted to, heavy lead.
Really?
Yeah, I think you can.
You can. Most of the combat encounters, Fallout 3 is different, but Fallout New Vegas, I'm pretty sure you can do a pacifist run.
I can't remember if you could finish the game without any combat, but you could get through a lot of it with
Yeah.
high enough.
Let's put it this way: I wouldn't be surprised if the PC version could be modded to modify the segments
sure.
that you couldn't.
Oh, true.
Absolutely.
Because I
wanna
feel
say
because the developer of New Vegas was Obsidian, and Obsidian does like giving choice where they can. Violence isn't a choice, a necessity. Depends. I mean, sometimes you do the violence for the lulls. I'll be honest.
Violence isn't the answer. It is the question.
It is.
Violence.
Yeah, it is
The answer
apparently
is yes.
possible. Google says it's possible to complete New Vegas without you or your companions killing anyone, on the caveat that you side with the NCR or Yes Man.
Oh, okay. So you do have to take you do kind of have to go specific routing, but yeah.
Yeah. You can't side with House or Caesar's Legion.
Caesar's Legion makes sense. Like they are not a
Yeah,
pacifist.
Caesar's Legion makes sense. You can't do a
Yeah.
pacifist run with them, but
No shit. The literal Roman Legionnaire cosplayers don't have a pacifist version of their run? No shit.
no. How could this have happened?
How to say that's one thing I like about games getting more advanced is that a lot more of my stupid choices can be honored by the game. Where it's like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this, leave. And then it's like, oh, that's fine, you can do that. And it's like, oh, great.
Just leave. Don't like it? Just leave.
Just
Hit the
leave.
bricks.
Get out of here.
Out of here.
Because that was part of the reason why I did really enjoy Baldur's Gate 3 is like they accounted for a lot of the stupid shenanigans you might pull. Where it's like, yeah, you can do this, and yeah, like the game recognizes you've done this, and they're going to comment on it. But
It's like they're familiar with what a real D&D party would be like.
basically,
Here
right?
are your obvious paths of how you could handle the situation. Okay, but what if we immediately do something stupid along Path C and skirt this whole thing entirely? Well,
Yeah, sure.
sure.
I do find, at least my personal experiences, I find that the amount of choices kind of collapse down towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can't feasibly have like every possible outcome.
Well, I think it's also just like the consequences of your choices kind of hitting a point where it's like you've made your choice, you made it back in Act 1, so here are the consequences for it in Act 3. So that also kind of makes sense.
True.
4 is pretty tame compared to... Honestly,
yeah.
I've never played Fallout 4, so I can comment very little on it.
4 is okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people didn't really like 4. I think it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely prefer New Vegas over 4, but
I feel like the criticism I heard, I feel like, is that compared to other Fallout games or even just like other role-playing games, Fallout 4 felt very streamlined. So I'm not saying that there was no choices, but like it felt less
it was
choicey.
Very linear.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like there are like say for instance, like I not long ago finished a playthrough of Alan Wake 2. That game is fairly pretty fucking linear. Like like you can do some exploration for like little side quests and to get some additional items and weapons, but like the plot of Alan Wake 2 will not change from person to person. It is a linear experience, and sometimes that's good because sometimes that means you get like a really tight, well-told story, as opposed to, you know, me running around in circles for 15 hours because I thought it was funny
and screaming.
Pretty linear, but no worse than Skyrim.
I've never played Skyrim.
You've never played? Oh, you know what? You should play
I have never played Skyrim. I feel like if I were to play Skyrim at this point, it would be like, so, like, because all I know of is Skyrim are from the memes and the jokes. So I feel like I would just be like, being a goof. Like none of the narrative or any of the like the things that should have weight won't matter to me, because I'll be like, lol, shot in the knee, tee hee.
Maybe that's what would make it really funny.
Yeah.
I just remember years ago, I never saw, like, I also missed the train on seeing what's it called, Indiana Jones when I was a kid. Just movies never, my parents were never interested in seeing it. I never saw it, blah blah blah. So like years later when I was like in college, you know, people are like, we're gonna sit you down, you're gonna see Indiana Jones, you're gonna enjoy it, and I'm cackling the entire time because all I'm remembering is like the jokes I've seen over the years, like, oh, here comes the boulder, and they're like, stop it, you're supposed to be enjoying this is an action adventure classic, and I'm like,
be serious.
No
take it seriously, Elizabeth.
No,
enjoy this piece of media the way I want you to.
Basically.
Yeah. If you don't like it the way I like it, then fuck you.
So, and I mean, like, honestly, I've had the same thing, like say for instance, like for me, The Matrix is like, I absolutely love the first Matrix. It was a really good movie, but yeah, it's also been joked and memed to death. I totally get people seeing it now being like, oh, that slow-mo rotatey bullet thing, I've seen that in so many places. Yeah, it did get repeated everywhere, so yeah, it kind of lost the oomph.
Yeah. I believe they only made one Matrix movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Certainly was a lot of fan fiction about it. Man, that went off the rails. Yeah, Goonies is another one that I missed the boat on, and I saw later, and I was kind of like, I don't get the appeal of this, and I think it's because I didn't see it when it was right. Yeah, there was also, what was it? Yeah, fanfics for Matrix. Because wasn't there that like PC game, like an MMO for the Matrix?
There was an MMO.
Oh, that's right.
I think it was called Enter the Matrix.
No. There was a video game called Enter the Matrix, but I think there was like
that was the other video game.
Because there was like a few video game attempts, and then there was an MMO.
Yeah,
and I think it ran for a couple years, which for an MMO is actually like semi-viable.
It's just called The Matrix Online.
Yeah, Enter the Matrix. Yeah, it had Jada Smith's character,
Yeah. That was this whole separate video game.
Yeah, because they made a big deal out of it. It's like, oh, we've got all the cast from the Matrix movies. They've come to do additional acting and mocap for this video game. It's gonna the video game will be in line with the canon of I think the second Matrix movie, because I think the idea was like, oh, this explains how certain things were done, like how certain plot points for the Matrix was set up, and blah 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 blah.
Oh my god. You want to make
Yes.
Andrew say your comment about Watership Down being traumatizing? Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh, that's
Watership
the
Down
cartoon
was
movie with
like
the rabbits.
Yeah,
yeah,
Watership Down and
exactly.
Secret of Nim, both of those.
Yeah, the
Oof.
Watership Down was never intended.
Watership Down
No,
Yeah.
Nim tried.
actually was super traumatic. I remember, I think my parents rented it for us when we were little, because I remember seeing it when we were little. They're like, "Oh, it's a cartoon about
Right.
rabbits."
Everyone's
It's like
parents
this.
rented that
Mhm.
movie thinking it was a
Yeah.
cute, like, Disney movie.
They thought,
about
yeah,
the
they
Easter
probably
Bunny,
thought
right?
it was a Disney movie.
It
Yeah,
is
it's about the
not.
Easter Bunny. Oh my god, I remember like crying because I was
Aw.
like
Yeah.
very, very little. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
those rabbits are
Well, like,
killing each other.
because I never saw Watership Down. I think my parents either knew or just never occurred to them. But I did see Secret of Nim, and there's like that whole section of like animal
Oh, yeah.
experimentation.
Yup.
Oh god, that gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe they've got a whole generation of kids who are like, I don't care for animal experimentation. I saw Secret of Nim,
Yeah.
and then Fern
I
Gully,
saw something.
because you had Robin
Yeah.
Williams' character, the Bat, who'd also been
There we
experimented
go.
on.
It's been done.
Ooh, Eggy. Eggy.
Oh, it's the Cadbury cream egg.
Yeah, man, kids'
Yeah,
movies
It
are
needed to be
traumatizing.
done.
Yeah.
It's the
Oof.
season.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, they all like, oh, we have to think of the children. We can't have these terrible things in movies. I came out fine. I'm fine.
They're
I'm
fine.
fine.
Everything's
It's
fine.
okay.
I mean, it was fine, but
Back in my day, you had to remember that Atreyu's horse died in the quicksand.
Bye bye,
name is
Jormungandr.
Artax, whatever.
Artax. Yeah,
Whatever.
the horse's name was Artax.
Yeah, but I thought it was
Mm.
Atreyu was the kid.
Atreyu is the kid, and Artax is the horse.
Somebody
Mm.
at DragonCon cosplayed Atreyu and built like half of a horse, so it looked
Oh
like
my
he was
God.
sinking into the floor, and it was like life size
Oh, no.
and hyper realistic.
Yeah,
It was
that
very
movie also
upsetting.
Traumatized me.
Aww. Aw, so, yeah. I have to say, like, I think like older Disney hit a little bit different. Like, they weren't afraid to. I don't want to like. I feel like I'm not saying like recent Disney is terrible or awful, but I feel like they play it very safe sometimes. Not always, but like they can with some of the messaging. They tend to kind of play very safe. Where I feel like with like some of the older Disney stuff, like those stuff you'll see and you'll be like, that wasn't a movie meant for like 5-year-olds. Damn.
Hunchback of Notre Dame
Yeah, like
is my favorite
Man.
movie for reasons.
like that opening where
The
with
eyes.
that the mother gets killed,
Yeah.
and then you have the entire Frollo song, which is basically, I think this girl is hot, and if she won't date me, I'm gonna kill her. That's the song.
Liz, I literally
Yeah.
quoted it. I literally quoted it the other day because I've been going through some shit, and I was literally like, "Oh my god!" With except Canadian healthcare. Choose me or the pyre, and then I was just
Oh,
like, just spit.
Frollo's the original incel. Very good, very good.
Oh my god.
You can't just say that.
Can't just say it out loud.
I said the quiet part out loud.
Because I think that's the reason why like Frollo sticks with you as a villain, and I think the reason is because like
He can happen. He has happened. He's
Yes.
the most realistic
Yeah.
villain of all because he is one that you can see every day.
yeah, he's Mr. Entitled to have you.
And also religious fanatic in a position of power abusing
Yes.
it. That's literally the entire
Mm.
system of our country. So, like, yes.
Yes, that's
He's
very
horrifying.
true, Sasha. That's also very true. You've got the hyper masculine Gaston, who also
Oh,
has
yeah.
the entitled to have you opinion. And
Mhm.
because that's the thing I always find like a little frustrating when you have people make that kind of like take of Beauty and the Beast, where it's like, oh, she just gets Stockholm syndrome. It's like, no, she ends up falling for the Beast after he drops the machismo and starts behaving decently.
Correct.
That ain't
It's
Stockholm
not so much
syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome
it's called
as
he
in
grew as a person.
yes, he grew as a person, and also Gaston was gross.
Yeah. Well, I feel
Very
like
gross.
there was a period, I'm not too sure how many people are aware of this. The two main songwriters for what was called the Disney Golden Age was, I believe both were gay, or at least one of them
Yes.
was.
And one of them was dying when they
Yes.
were doing Beauty
And
and the
a
Beast.
lot of his experiences kind of came out like obviously he wasn't writing the plots or whatever, but like for a lot of like his engagement, like say for instance, you know, like with the you know, how Gaston moved into like this hyper masculine type of character, or like experiences in terms of like shaping like even like characters like Ursula and things like that. That was very much informed by like how a gay person kind of saw the world.
And
feeling
literally
alone
the
and
last song I
ostracized.
think the last song he wrote was on his deathbed, was for Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, because the
Something
tribute,
there that
Beauty and the
wasn't
Beast
there
ends with the
before.
tribute to, I believe it was Alan Menken was the,
Yes.
yeah.
I have a
Yes,
book
yes,
about
Ursula
this.
was very much inspired by a drag queen.
God, what was her name?
Divine, I believe her name
Mercedes?
was.
Yes, Divine,
Was it
yeah.
Divine? Yeah.
And yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you wouldn't have these moments if it weren't for the fact that, you know, Disney was, and as far as I know, he was closeted. Like it was, I think, to Disney staff, it was kind of an open secret, but like, you know, if he did interviews or whatever, he was not advertising. Like I think only towards his passing did they really start acknowledging it, because he did pass away from AIDS, I believe. And
Right.
that was
Yes, he did.
towards the shift where it was like AIDS, because there was that whole shitty period where it's like, you know, if you have AIDS, you're a dirty person, you're sick, you're sick
and
in
it
the
was
mind.
like, no, actually it's affecting plenty of good people, and y'all are horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking about the Quilt Project. Oh my god.
Emotional damage.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was emotionally damaging.
Yeah. I will briefly summarize it.
Okay.
The Quilt Project was for every single person that died of AIDS during this period of history, a loved one or family member could use like one of their shirts or something. If they didn't have a shirt, then just, you know, get your own materials. But they were entitled to a 12-inch by 12-inch square.
Oh.
About that person. So, like, if you had passed of AIDS, your mom and your sister would make this quilt square about you together, and then it would be sent off to be put in a big quilt. And the quilt itself was actually so big, when it was on display, it covered the national lawn.
Wow.
Like, the entire... Yeah. And it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of quilt squares made by, you know, those left behind. And that was one of the big movements to gain attention to this actual genocide.
Yeah, like, and it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like until you do something like that, you don't get a sense of the size of it, because it's like, it's easy to write down, oh, 1 million people died, and you're like, that's a number, that sounds like a big number, but it's not until you do something like every one of those deaths is a square on this quilt, and this quilt is the size of this
and for a while
stadium or whatever.
They
right?
toured the quilt around the country as well afterwards. So,
wow.
And I do believe it is either in a museum or perhaps still touring.
Wow.
I haven't really looked into it in a long time.
I wouldn't be
but
surprised if it ended up in a museum, if only just to make sure it's being preserved. Just because, like, fabric can deteriorate quite easily in the right conditions.
There is a woman in my server, because I was saying, you know, we were talking about the quilt in my server, and she's like, yeah, I was the director of the tour.
Oh, wow.
What? Yeah. This woman in my server is like in her 50s or something, and she was on the board and was there and managed and organized all of that. And it was just like, holy shit, that's
Big
a
labor
hero.
of love, yeah.
That's a hero.
Yeah,
what a legend.
Oof.
That was like chills when I found that out. I couldn't believe it.
And then nothing bad ever happened to gay people ever again, right? Right.
Yeah. And she has a blog and like about her experience doing it, and also like other organizations you can use and go through to help aid it, and where the quilt is now and stuff like that. But yeah, I just thought that was crazy that she just so happened to be one of my patrons and server members.
It is always weird because it's like, the whole, quote unquote story of 6 degrees of separation from like certain things like
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon and all that. And just like, because like, every so often, like, you'll see people in your chat or whatever, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I was on that project, or yeah, I served in this military unit and I met this person, and you're just like, damn. Small world. Despite being billions and billions and billions of people, it is small. Very small dirt ball.
Small.
Well, I mean, like, all the stuff about Anime North, and I'm like, Anime North, huh? Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that. And yeah, another example of it's a very small world.
Mm-hmm. No, I remember you saying, Lenneth, at one point, like, you had seen some of my old cosplay pictures from back in the day.
Yeah. When I was little, I saw them.
And
isn't that wild?
Because it was at the time I was cosplaying Beatrix, and obviously regulars of the channel will both know Lenneth and I are Final Fantasy IX little fangirls, especially for Beatrix. So, like, she saw it, and then meanwhile there's me who did the cosplay, and then years later we actually meet each other. It's
funny.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Ray.
I saw the picture and I'm like, I remember this picture. I remember this exact cosplayer.
Hello, Ray.
How are you this Sunday? Are you enjoying your time shift? We all live in the future now, an hour later, and it sucks.
How's the future?
It's the same and it sucks.
It's the same.
It's a shit sandwich with onions, and you're expected to take another bite.
Ew.
Ugh.
He's such a dude, like, oh no, I fucked up. Oh no. Oh, hello, Cannibal Towers. Cannibal greetings. Please don't eat us. I don't want to be eaten today. Maybe tomorrow, but not today. I'm streaming right now, so no devouring.
Not Elizabeth. Elizabeth is the best one.
That's not true.
Oh my god.
All are equal in the Dungeon Lounge. We're all equally weird.
Porum is being very good right now.
Aww.
Aww.
Pharaoh Beast is like hiding in her tower. Queen ruling above.
Gibson and Luna were chasing each other around before stream, but they're probably now all tuckered out and passed out on a couch downstairs.
Gotcha.
Yeah, their little WrestleMania.
Aw, WrestleMania.
As they do.
I'm very proud of myself. I managed, while Feral Beast was dozy, to clip about 75% of her toenails.
I
Ooh.
should do that while I'm thinking of
Yeah,
it.
I need to. Yeah, I need to clip their nails because they're getting very sharp again.
Oh yeah. Something one of those things where it's like, oh,
things
I've been injured. Okay, toenail time.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I've neglected this. I gotta clip their nails. Luna's not so bad, but Gibson has the strength of 10 men, so
Mm-hmm.
The cool
It's-
thing
it's
about
a
having
two-man
me on your
operation.
channel is you get the private cat cam that no
Yeah.
one else can see, but you can
Yeah.
see.
we're enjoying a
I mean,
private cat cam at this
I
moment.
assume if I were like more technically savvy, I could set up a Discord source or something to put it in, but
She's just grooming. She's not doing
Yeah.
anything fantastically interesting at the moment.
Are you already looking at kitties to adopt in town? Oh, that's good.
Oh my goodness.
I know
Sasha's
there was
very excited.
She is.
Yeah.
I do know the Humane Society, at least last time I looked when I adopted Feral Beast, usually had a number of options, or at least they regularly update with new options. That is the unfortunate reality sometimes, is that the shelters are always needing one.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a cat, Ray? Oh, I guess that's not an option where you're living right now? Oh, I'm sorry. I do find like most people like usually wants, like, it doesn't have to be a cat, but like usually most people want some companionship of fur variety or scaly
On second
variety.
thought, no, she's being very cute right now. Sorry.
Oh yeah, look at that belly.
Aww. Belly rub.
Belly. Your
Gibson
apartment
would
does allow
claw
pets.
my skin off if I did that.
Yeah, that's fair, Ray. Yeah, it is like definitely being a fur parent is a responsibility And,
Yes.
it's not an insignificant amount of costs I pay per month to keep
Yeah.
fed and vet visits and all that stuff. So yeah, you do. It is definitely a responsibility that if you don't feel like
Especially
you're
when
up
they
for.
have, yeah, they occasionally have a surprise $200 tummy ache,
Yes.
and then everything's
I
fine.
highly recommend, if you're gonna get a pet, insure your pet. If you can't afford to insure your pet, I promise you, you can't afford an emergency vet for when that pet needs it.
That is a fair point.
I actually was petless for most of my adult life, because I was very, very adamant that if I cannot afford, if I can't afford things like insurance or vet bills, I should not have an animal. So I spent like 15 years just not having an animal. It sucked.
Yeah. I mean, that's
But
very
I
responsible.
thought
It is, yeah.
she just really wants to nuzzle y'all right now.
No.
Oh,
Ma'am.
Oh yeah. The camera.
yeah, she's right up there.
Oh, she's
There
leaving.
she goes.
Goodbye.
Yeah, because it made a
Bye.
loud noise. It scared her.
Oh.
Oh,
You also want to get a lizard? It's one of those things I've always been kind of curious about a lizard, but at the same time I understand like
cool.
that's like you have to buy it's kind of like with fish where it's like you have to buy a very specific enclosure.
Right. And what's worse is like even if you could afford care, when you start getting into things like fish and lizards and snakes, then you need a very specific kind of vet. And most vets are cats and dogs only.
Yeah. I also
need a
find
Of course, I
I'll be
used to have a
honest.
lot of big birds.
Birds.
Very big birds.
I do also find, I'll be honest, with fish, I feel like with fish you're not getting a pet. I feel like you're getting a decoration you have to feed.
It's true, yes.
Like it's not like
Yeah,
I
have a
don't feel like I
friend
would. I mean, I've had fish growing up. I don't feel like I ever
Please get a
bonded with
tarantula.
those
That would
fish.
be really cool.
yeah.
Do
You don't
it,
really
Sasha.
bond with a fish. But
Let's
I have a friend
do
who was big
does
into,
Sasha
aquariums
Sasha
for a
get
while, and it was
tarantula?
like very expensive.
Yeah. Because I find like with certain types of like say for instance with cats, like you can just go buy kibble or whatever. And I'm not saying it's cheap, but it's cheaper on the cheaper end. Whereas like if you have like a snake or certain lizards, like you have to usually have a certain you're locked to a certain type of food and whatever expense that food is, especially because I think like for some of them you got to get them, like I think for some larger lizards, like you're buying mice to feed them
and
or
buying
something.
other
Snakes
animals to
too, for
feed
the
your
most-
animal.
Yeah, you're buying other animals to feed them depending on the animal.
Mm-hmm.
I think really like cats probably cheaper than having like an aquarium or you know snakes or
I found the
whatever,
big
in
thing
some respects.
with fish is that like every so often you like have to flush the tank and like
Oh,
clean the
yeah, you have
to
filter
flush tank,
and
like-
move the fish
I had
into
to
like
do
a
that
thing
for
and
dental offices for a really long time. I had to do that.
Oh yeah. Like keeping the pH, like the water, like clean and pH balanced.
Yeah.
is actually quite tricky.
Yes.
Uh,
And like and
my
if you have
friend who
like
has, a
saltwater
big
type
aquarium.
fishes, you're having to make water salty, but only a certain degree of salty, not like when you're like seasoning your pasta salty.
Season your fish tank.
Season it.
She kept having problems too with like I can't remember what they're called. They're like little I can't remember if they were snails or something kept getting into the water and like overtaking the tank. It was like she doesn't even know where it came from, but like she had to kept like cleaning out the tank and trying to get rid of all these little guys, and it was like
invasive
such a
snailing.
yeah, it was some sort of invasive something. I can't remember. Yeah, fish tanks are if you're gonna be responsible about them. Like, a lot of work.
Oh no, I'm sorry your beta died.
Oh,
He died of sick. Oh no, it is.
I always feel bad for like betas because you see them in like pet stores in little cups, and it's like, no, put them in a big tank. They need to be in a
oxygen.
big tank.
Yeah, but on the other hand, my understanding is the reason they keep them separated like that is because they're known to fight.
They do fight, but they should still have at least a gallon.
Yeah, they should be in like a cup.
Yes, no, I agree. It is very much them doing a cost management analysis and being like, we can put them in these shitty conditions on the basis that they should sell faster or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's not your fault, Sasha. Like, a lot of people
Yeah.
don't know that, right? You see them in their little cups
And you're
or,
like,
like,
"Oh,
a
this
little
is
fish
fine."
bowl, and it's like, "Oh, yeah, they're always they should be fine in just, like, a little whatever."
Yeah. Like, I feel bad, like, in the place I'm staying in right now, one of the families got I think it's like a German Shepherd Doberman mix,
Oh
and,
boy.
like,
Yeah.
Lenneth hasn't, but, like, Flora, like, you've seen the relative size of my place.
Yeah.
That is not suited for
I
a
wouldn't
large
want to.
dog.
Yeah. You shouldn't keep large dogs in
No.
apartments, I feel like.
Like, it's like
It can be quite cruel for them, especially depending on how energetic the breed is.
yeah, yeah. Like, I will say in fairness, like, they do have, they have, like, a nice, like, yard on that level that the dog can kinda go out to,
Okay.
but at the same
Yeah.
time, like, it is ultimately that yard is a shared community space, so it's like, hopefully everyone else is okay with the dog.
True. Yeah. Hopefully they take it out and it gets lots of
Oh,
exercise.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
definitely.
I always feel bad for like big dogs in little apartments.
Yeah, definitely, like, you do have to kinda be mindful of, like, if you're gonna be having, the bigger dog, like,
Yeah.
the dog gotta run. Like,
Yeah.
even smaller dogs,
Dogs gotta.
dog gotta run.
Yeah, even smaller dogs, they still need energy, but they
Mhm.
can fit more easily in a little apartment, right?
Yes, yeah.
Or condo or whatever. It's less of a they have a slightly bigger space just due to scale.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I always feel mixed about seeing families getting pets as Christmas presents. 'Cause
Oh
it's
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
they always kind of say that's a bad idea just because you don't want kids viewing it at the same level as other presents because apparently
Yeah,
it leads
yeah.
A
to
commodity.
yeah, because it leads to the kind of a mindset of like I don't wanna say disposability, but just the idea of like um,
Yeah.
you know, I can't even articulate it. Never mind. Bleh. You
I
guys
know
know
what
where I'm going.
I know.
You know where I'm going.
Yeah, we know what you mean. But
That's
yeah,
good.
it's very important to do your
Yeah.
research about dog breeds before you get them,
Mhm.
because not all dogs are the same.
It's true. Yeah,
If you're just getting a dog for an aesthetic, that's like the worst choice you could possibly
yeah.
make.
Or like, because like I do like a lot of people have sometimes like the breeds of dog they prefer, and that's fine. So
Yeah.
like sometimes you get people who are just like, I don't care what my living situation is, I want a Doberman. I'm getting a Doberman, and it's like, okay, but you live in a bachelor, so
You live in a single bedroom apartment and you're at work 14
yeah,
hours
that
a
too.
day.
Yeah,
That's the other thing.
It's just not
Like,
fair.
yeah.
yeah, it's not fair to the animal. And then you wonder why you come home and all your furniture is destroyed and they've shit all over the place.
Mm-hmm. I apologize in advance for any crunching. It's me. I have mini eggs. They may crunch.
Oh yes, the mini eggs.
Sorry.
Are you enjoying your mini eggs, Elizabeth?
They're decent. It's chocolate.
Fair, fair.
There is other like top tier chocolates. I don't have those today.
I need to get more
I'm a bit of a
chocolate.
sucker for the Purdy's brand of chocolate, which is a Canadian brand.
Oh yeah, Purdy's is real good.
They claim to have ethically sourced chocolate. I don't know if that's true or not. In the absence
It's
of
like the
actual
mall.
research, I believe them.
Yeah, I was at the local mall, the one Elizabeth, the other week, and I walked past the Purdy's, and I'm like, do I want chocolate? And
yeah.
I was good, and I didn't get any.
What are your opinions on Laura Secord?
Laura Secord.
Lord
Okay.
Secord?
They're okay.
It's okay. It's
I
not
go
as
by
good
the
as
store and
Purdy's.
I'm like, damn, they have a whole ass brick and mortar. What in the
They do.
world?
I find with
do.
Laura
Multiple
Se-
ones. So it's like, is it good or is it just like some weird?
It's like a mall
It's-
chain.
It is. It aims to be kind of like at the same. I would say it aims to be kind of at the same level of Purdy's, where it's like they try to offer like luxury at quote unquote affordable prices. Like Lint, I find goes for the same kind of thing because I've seen like Lint does some stores.
You know what I found out
There's
recently?
there is a Lindt store in that mall too.
Oh really?
I found out that lint actually sucks and I hate it.
Oh no, what did they do?
Oh,
Well,
no,
my
why?
mom sent me one of those advent calendars of theirs for Christmas.
Okay.
And now don't get me wrong, a long time ago Godiva had a candy cane truffle and they never made them again. It pisses me off because they were amazing.
Oh no.
And Lindt makes a close enough equivalent. So
Mhm.
like, okay. And I feel like I remember back in the day, like when I lived in Atlanta that, there was a lint store, so you could get like 100 for $20 or whatever.
Mhm.
But I'm going through each day this advent calendar. I'm like, this tastes disgusting.
Mm.
These are not good, like at all.
I've heard
And
a
ended
lot of
up,
people saying that the quality is going
like the
down.
quality went down. Yeah. So I ended up throwing away the rest of it. And I'm like, all these times I get emails saying buy 100, lint truffles, and I'm thinking about having a big jar of them on the desk. I'm like, maybe
No.
I do not want to do that.
So,
Oh.
but
Have I
slightly
become a
depressing
sloth?
aside, there's been several news stories. So apparently, I don't know if you're familiar with how cocoa plants are like in the same vein. Bananas are having the same issue.
Yep.
Basically, a lot of the chocolate plants are struggling. Like they're picking up diseases because, to be blunt, they're inbred as fuck. And so you're having a lot of cases of lost crops, and also just because because cocoa can only grow in specific locations, kind of like coffee beans. You need specific climate conditions and soil conditions. So we're getting to a point where we may be seeing either a shortage of chocolate or outright it can only be grown in very
Extinction.
private circumstances. So they're like, yeah, chocolate prices are going to go up, which I wouldn't be surprised if that means a lot of chocolate makers are going to cheap out and start remixing their formulas to decrease the amount of cocoa in it, because they're either going to have to raise prices or they're going to have to, shrinkflation and all that shit, right?
Ugh.
So
I'll probably just stop eating chocolate, to be honest.
yeah, and the thing is, it's like,
I think at this point I've already become a snob. I can't even eat lint truffles anymore. They're disgusting. Really? Really bougie bitch? So, I mean,
Sometimes you just move up a bracket in something and you can't go back.
It's true.
I guess so, because damn.
I have to
And
say,
if
I had
if
that
that's
problem
what it comes
with
to.
my bed sheets. Like years ago, I was at like a, getting a new mattress or whatever, and they'd be like, you should really try these bamboo sheets and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, wow, whatever. Sure. I'll indulge right now. I'm getting a new bed or whatever. You put the sheets on the bed and I go to bed and I'm like, oh no,
Oh.
I can't go back. Oh
Oh.
no.
Yeah.
I'm a bougie
no.
sheet bitch. Bougie sheet bitch.
Bougie.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I've actually had like little cases where like I've gone to like a hotel or whatever, and then been like, no, oh no,
Yeah.
this is hurting my back.
No.
It's scratchy and I hate it. It's like
Texture.
and it's this
That
stupid.
reminds me.
These poor quality sheets. Reginald!
Reginald.
bring me my
Fetch me
bamboo
my
sheets.
That reminds
Where's
me of
my
Reginald.
Reginald.
2,000
Reginald.
red count
Reginald.
Egyptian cotton, Reginald?
Reginald. Burn these sheets in front of the peasants.
This is the rest of the stream. We've done it.
Yes. The rest of the
Reginald!
tea time stream is just going to be in the voice of Reginald. I swear at some point I'm going to have to commission someone to draw the Duchess and Reginald.
Yeah. What does Reginald look like?
I have no idea. Like I'm
How do you
assuming
picture
he's
Reginald
like
in
the
your
put
mind?
upon butler. Like, are you guys familiar with Tomb Raider? There's
Yeah.
that put upon butler that follows Lara Croft around her house. I assume it's that guy.
Oh,
You gotta
okay.
cross, like, Alfred with, like, I don't know, one of the guys from Monty Python, and then like, I don't know, Crunk.
Frog?
Kronk.
Yeah, there's a touch of Crunk.
No, I'm imagining like this like swole Reginald going around.
Yes,
Oh,
Matt.
swole Reginald.
Swole Reginald. So I guess that means like the Duchess is what, like Yzma?
Pull the lever, Crunk!
Oh, that lever, Kronk. Why do we even have that lever?
Reginald, pull the lever!
I
Pull the
always
lever,
thought that's
Reginald.
what we were going with it. I mean, and unless I'm wrong.
I have no clue.
I mean, it's a good.
Like
It's a good
most
baseline.
things, I did not think before I started dropping the Reginald.
Yeah.
You
bougie
guys
bitch
think?
voice. No, I don't.
Think.
You guys actually think?
No.
Uh,
As evidenced by my Bloodborne streams, when you watch me like struggle and fail, no, I don't. I don't think.
shut up. You did great.
I just roll through things and like, oh, look, shit happened.
That's what you do. That's what
That's what
90% of a
Soul game
Bloodborne
is.
game is.
Hey, what's this
rolling
lever
through
do?
things.
Ooh.
What does
Pull the lever and roll through things.
I'm sure there are no long-term
Doing great.
consequences. Like it was one of those things where it's like I feel like playing Bloodborne, like because after I beat that boss Amelia, I'm pretty sure those statues changed. Like it's like, oh, everything I do here is going to make this worse. Because like I know like the general thing with Souls game is there is no good ending. Like there's quote unquote good endings in terms of like skill and play, but it's like there is no good ending. I'm
Nobody
not
has a
leaving the
good
world
ending.
better than I found it by doing anything, am
Yes,
I?
Yes, you are. You are. You are. It's just.
You are doing something. Don't worry.
But her
Elizabeth, will that
reaction,
island
I
die?
almost legit started crying because she was just like, they weren't there. They weren't there. Like, it's different now. And I'm thinking, oh.
Oops.
You notice things.
I don't always notice things, but apparently I
just
notice the
notice
architecture.
This is why we need to have a separate channel over your stream where me and Flora are like, I hope
Yeah,
she
just-
doesn't look
It's
up.
just an audio
Oh,
channel.
please don't look up.
No.
Look up. Oh.
Don't look up. Because if she looks up, she's gonna shit.
Like I really found it funny, like not last stream, but the stream before where like Nox was like, oh, I can help you find the secret area, and I stumbled onto myself because the secret was dying. And it's like, I
Oh,
can
yeah,
die.
yeah.
I'm good at that.
Secret is dying.
I'm a terrible person because I was just like,
Bad
shut
man,
up,
take you
Nox. She
away.
doesn't want to. Shut up, Nox. She doesn't want it. And then you trip and you're like, oh, I'm in it.
I'm in jail.
I'm like, atta girl. Atta girl.
But I,
We
though I
don't
can't
need your
see. I
back
can't see
city.
how you could miss it because like the enemy. Because I know like last stream when I was playing, Gingen also was trying to guide me to do it. And it's like if you're trying to send me to the jail, I've been to the jail. I don't want to go to the jail anymore.
Go to
Yeah.
jail anymore.
Bagman, stop.
I
bagging.
left Darkside Phil in the jail for a reason. I'll go deal with him later, or never.
I think you can get there without the bagman, though.
No, now I
Can
have
you?
I have a lantern point there, so I can go anytime.
Oh, yeah.
Although, no,
you
I
get-
mean, like, if you getting there without.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
bag-
I'm assuming he's just the easiest route.
He's definitely the most interesting route.
Yeah,
He's the fast forward route.
yeah. He's the zoomy route. Yeah,
The express
because I did get the feeling while I was there, not that I was out leveled, but it was like I feel like this is not a little more advanced than they expect me to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was the big piggies everywhere.
Parl is something to come back to later.
Yeah, yeah. He'll wait for me.
Parl, that kills people. Parl.
I'm sorry, I had a rumbly in my tumbly that only hands could satisfy.
I feel like jokes are being made that I don't know because I don't know all the
Oh,
Bloodborne
have you
lore
never
yet.
seen the llamas?
The llamas?
You don't crave fingers? Num 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 num.
Parl.
Oh.
Are we talking about the unicorn, the Candyland again?
It's
No,
done by
that's
the same guy.
Charlie.
Oh,
Charlie. Llamas with hats. That's what it's called.
Oh,
Yes.
It's done by the same guy, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think I've
Yeah,
seen it.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same guy / animation dude group.
Yeah.
There's like a whole segment of like
Yeah.
comedic but slightly off-putting YouTube that I missed because there was also like what salad fingers. Didn't see any of salad
yeah, salad
fingers.
Hate.
Oh, you don't like salad fingers?
You hate salad
No.
fingers.
That's fair.
It bothers me.
That's
It
fair.
bothers me in ways I cannot describe.
That is totally understandable.
Fair.
I like to touch the spoons. I like it when the red water comes out. It's just, I don't like it. it's the soft,
Yeah, the guy who
calm,
likes
like
Rusty
voice.
Spoons. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Hate it.
Hello, son of beach. How's
Oh,
it going?
hello. Oh, spinning.
Spinning.
Twirling. Always twirling. Twirling
Yeah, each
towards
episode
freedom.
of Salad Fingers is more cursed than the last.
Yeah.
True statement.
I will say, I think, at least from what I understand, salad fingers, like there was a point to it.
What?
It wasn't just creep for creeping.
Had a
Like
point?
there was some sort
I
of plot, I
legitimately
think, in
thought
the
there-
long term.
Oh yeah, they did attempt to plot in the later ones. I
Yeah.
do know that. And during that same era, my friend Joel, he used to make these things called animutations, which was at kind of like the beginning of Flash.
Right.
And
Okay, yeah.
he made these fucking horrible things called sponge monkeys. And he made a whole bunch of sponge monkeys animutations. But then
I don't like the
Quiznos
word-
I would
subs
say Sponge Monkey
gave
is just
him-
triggering something in my brain. It's like hearing the word moist. It's like,
So Quiznos subs literally like gave him like $1 million. to
Ooh.
make an ad with his sponge monkeys. And
Oh my
so he
God.
did. And to this day, people are like, oh man, remember that one weird Quiznos commercial? And it's like, oh, God damn it, Joel.
That reminds
Quiznos
me,
still
and this is going to be another deep cut. Remember that Rejected cartoon?
Yes,
was
Don
like-
Hertzfeld.
Oh yeah.
Don Hertzfeld and like all like those like fake commercials where it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, I'm a consumer whore and how.
I'm in hell. Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
That's okay.
I'm
So like
looking at
most
this
of my personality is
Quiznos
me quoting
Sponge
that.
Monkey commercial.
Oh,
This
no.
is the most cursed thing I've
I'm
ever
not looking
seen.
at it.
Oh no.
I'm going to live in blissful ignorance.
Oh no, I'm looking at it.
No, don't.
Avert your eyes.
Oh my
Do
God,
not
this is-
perceive.
Stop.
I
Laura, save
I
yourself.
hate this.
Do a cursed
Hate-
commercial stream that's not holiday themed. Yeah, honestly, like seriously, like if you do another like a commercial thing like Lenneth, like you should like
Yeah.
get us all in just to sit there and be like,
Yeah.
Okay, I am working on something that is called like the early history of memes.
mm-hmm.
So it's not quite commercials, although some commercials will be included because of their relevance, like with Joel, for instance. But it's actually going to be like kind of a rewind of all of the things that were fads from like
Wow.
1998
boy.
to maybe 2005 at the latest,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the
which is
worst
an
time of-
extremely niche, like sweet spot in internet history.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a
is.
cursed period of time.
So
And that is
truly.
yeah, and I was gonna go through all of it and explain where it came from and it's all that nonsense. I don't know when
Cool.
I'm gonna be doing that, but
it's
yeah.
not like something that you kind of need to have some planning behind it before, like.
Yeah, and I'm nowhere near finished. It's like a thesis level spreadsheet of shit, so that might be a while.
Oh yeah, Sasha. So speaking of Quiznos, there's actually one not far from me. And I was really
Is there
surprised when I
really?
saw it. Yeah, I was like, it must be operating on its own. Because like,
Oh, I didn't know
I
Quiznos was
agree. Like
grounded.
Quiznos was kind of running to the ground. Like the whole Quiznos thing kind of faded to obscurity. So I'm assuming it's kind of like, because like you know how there's like franchises that kind of failed, but like one or two locations stayed oddly viable, so they just operate
Yeah.
by themselves. Like there's like that Blockbuster in Alaska, for example.
Right, and I'm pretty sure we have a couple Quiznos around here that are still
Yeah,
okay.
they're just somehow
Yeah,
they've
the last
like
time I had
the company as a
Quiznos.
whole became unprofitable, but there was like one or two locations that are just like, we're good,
Yeah.
just let us
Well,
be.
they were so much more expensive than.
Oh God, yeah. Though I think at
And
this
now
point they're probably on
Firehouse
par.
and Jimmy John's exists, so now they're like,
Mm.
maybe it wasn't that expensive.
I feel like there was a period where like there was the premium burrito experience at Chipotle's. There was the premium sandwich experience at Quiznos because they toasted the buns, and then meanwhile Subway was like, we can toast buns too, you know.
This whole time, you just have to ask
You just have to ask.
with
But
respect in your mouth.
Meanwhile, Quiznos just was making that more upfront, the marketing of the toasting, the toasties.
I remember Quiznos being like a luxury sub. We could only have
yeah,
like.
yeah,
I'm sorry, that's a hilarious sentence.
it is.
Because
Well,
I don't, when I
okay,
think
not
sub
like-
sandwiches, that I think the opposite of luxury.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well, when
luxury
you're
sub
when I
is
was
like-
a kid, as a child, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
get subs. We're gonna go to Quiznos. It's really expensive.
Yeah. Like I find like overall,
Keep it
like the quote unquote
toasted.
like sandwich experience is, on the whole more expensive because like, quote unquote, you could,
Yeah.
back in the day, go to McDonald's for $5, get a Happy Meal or
Oh my
whatever,
God.
and it's like, here's your cheap meal. And if you wanted the comparable amount of food at a Subway or whatever, you're spending usually $10 because vegetables cost more.
No, now Tommy, that's not true. That's not true. If
What's
there is a
Publix?
way to arrange for them to all come visit,
A sub?
they will have one.
Some-
I will make sure of this. I will take the Dungeon Lounge to Publix. It
Oh,
will
no.
happen.
Public.
You see, the
that
problem
like a
is if I go to
grocery store?
Florida again, I'll just melt. There'll just be a pile. It'll be like this
You
pile.
gotta go in
named
like
Elizabeth.
January or February.
Mm.
I've never been to Florida in my entire life.
And obviously, the only reason anyone ever goes to Florida is for Disney World.
Yeah, that's why I went.
But there are Publixes right outside Disney World, and if you were to leave the campus for a sub,
Ah.
that would be what you do.
Yeah, the for my mom's.
Is it a grocery store?
It is a
Publix?
grocery store, but
Oh,
just
nice.
hear me out.
But
You're
it's
here.
got like a good like food counter thing, I guess.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have an amazing deli. It is like legendary
Mhm.
and consistent. So not just, oh, I went to Publix once and it sucked. Like that's not real. That doesn't happen.
Yeah,
They are
the
terrifyingly consistent.
there's a chain, at least in Ontario, it's called Metro, and they also are somewhat known for having decent like
I
food
never
counters.
tried it. I mean, like we had the Longos and the Real Canadian, so we
yeah,
didn't.
Longos.
We only went into a Metro once.
Longos, like
Longos
it's like,
is equivalent-ish.
ish, yeah. Like I find like because like you've got like if you want in Ontario, if you want quote unquote cheap groceries, you're going to either Food Basics or No Frills. And then if you're quote unquote mid-tier, you're going to Longos or Metros or maybe Real Canadian Superstore. And then Sobeys is quote unquote upper tier.
Yes, the Sobeys.
The Sobeys. That's where the Duchess goes. She goes to
Reginald.
Sobeys.
I'll go down to the
Reginald, get me to go to the
Sobeys and get
Sobeys.
some
get me a
caviar.
cake.
Sobeys is too expensive.
Yeah.
So is Metro. Metro is also pretty
I
expensive.
find
but I'll stop in there once in a while for stuff.
I find honestly with Metro, is that the gap between it and the No Frills, at least in my area, is narrowing. Like I do wonder if prices are starting to flatten because of inflation. Blech. And also just if you know how to hunt the
The
deals.
girl has returned and she says,
I usually go to the superstore because it's
Mm.
a good medium. There's a No Frills like very close to my house, but it's their meat and produce is always questionable.
Yeah.
So I've had way too many, I bought this ground beef yesterday. I opened the package and it's rancid. Even though the date is for like 3 days in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Or you buy like a bag salad and the part you can see looks great and then you open it up and it's rotten on the inside.
Oh god, that's the worst. The thing I find always so frustrating with that is like you're either looking forward to it or you're like, I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna have dinner, and you've planned around that, and then you open it and it's no good, and it's like, I have to figure out an entirely new meal, and I have like, nothing's been defrosted because you didn't defrost a backup meat to your rancid meat.
Defrost anything. Yeah, it's
So
like,
it's like-
okay, I've been streaming for 4 hours. I'm gonna go make dinner. Open up that package of whatever. Oh, it's rancid. I don't have anything else to make because I'm going grocery shopping tomorrow.
Oh no.
Well, I guess we're gonna get a pizza or something.
Yeah.
Or it's craft dinner night.
Yeah. Get out the pot. We're making 3 packages of craft dinner.
I'm gonna make 2 boxes of craft dinner.
Do we have margarine? We need margarine to make the craft dinner.
Craft dinner.
margarine.
Yeah, specifically margarine, not butter. Margarine.
My bouginess is showing.
I will say both margarine and butter have their places. Like I find margarine, like isn't good for like cooking. Like in terms of like if you're gonna use it to like oil a pot or whatever. Like no, but who eats margarine? I eat margarine sometimes.
I eat margarine. Margarine is also cheaper than butter.
Yes.
Well, yes, because it's vegetable oil.
By a lot.
Yes.
'Cause it's just vegetable oil.
It's true.
Like I don't mind margarine on some stuff, although some stuff definitely I would prefer butter. But
Yeah. Because if you're looking for like
Butter
a quick
is
and dirty
also
grilled cheese, margarine will do the job. But if you got butter,
Yeah, definitely
yeah.
on grilled cheese. With like the American slices that are like not real cheese. Yeah.
we call them craft singles
plastic cheese.
Craft
singles.
singles pasteurized cheese product.
here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was once related to cheese. Orange. Yeah, I remember I bought some like on like a lark, like maybe about a month ago, and like I was like, oh, this is like an electric orange, and it's like off-putting almost.
The color is like incredible on those.
The land of Paladine, butter is king.
Yeah.
It's true. It's
I
true.
usually will find
like
I've been having butter more for like cooking, and especially because I've been doing a lot more baking, and it is
Right,
like
and
butter is absolutely
you do
wouldn't
notice
want
the
to
difference, but
margarine for
like for scones and
Mm.
shortbread.
yes.
Oh my god. You absolutely never use margarine
Yes.
for that.
Yeah.
No, you never use margarine for stuff like that.
No.
I bake
Oh, we have a
something
bird.
after-
We have a bird. There is a bird sighted. Over.
Bird.
Oh my god.
Bird.
Bird.
There is a bird.
Bird.
Places. It's happening. Oh god, it's happening. Oh my god, stay calm. She's losing her mind.
Is she doing that little like that like?
She does not eck. For neither of them, I don't think ever learned how to eck. But she does like meow, and her tail's just like like a chainsaw.
Luna sounds like a fax machine whenever she sees birds outside. She makes so much noise. Gibson doesn't really make noise, but Luna's always like there.
Also, in Florida we have lizards.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes, and they, of course, when they are cold-blooded, so they seek out like a warm rock or brick or cement to just sprawl out on and nap. Totally understandable. So the lizards will come up to the windowsill and just sprawl out. And the cats are like, oh my God, they're right there, they're right there, they're right there, they're right there. Against the glass, but like they can't reach them because they're right there.
Yeah.
It's just very funny because, like, yes, you see a bird and a cat goes crazy, but the lizards in particular will be right up against the glass, and the cats go insane because they are so close, yet so far.
I get that sometimes with like moths, if they hit like the patio doors or right there, and the moth is just there, and like the cat's like and meanwhile the moth is like, can't get me, haha.
The traditional thunk.
Yeah. Middle of the night, you just hear a bonk, and you're like, wait, what did you do? What did you do?
What is happening?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I find the only thing I really like margarine for in baking is for greasing the tin.
Correct.
Use it to grease something.
Yeah, grease it up. That's about it.
Grease me up, woman.
Whoa.
No, just go with The Simpsons.
I know. I know, but still.
Like all things, we eventually devolves into a series of Simpsons.
Yeah,
quotes.
see, Tanner knows what's up. It's like margarine for baking. Try lard. Like lining parchment paper with lard is like ideal.
Oh, wait. That's true. I don't usually have just lard in the house, though.
It is true.
Does anybody?
Yeah, no.
Sure
Unless I
just has lard.
Like, but if I'm like thinking, oh, I should get lard for something, then maybe, but I don't have lard.
Well, it's like I remember there's a recipe by Alton Brown for scones. Calls for shortening, and I remember doing it a couple times and being like, "Oh, this is a really good recipe." I came out, but meanwhile, it's like I have no other use for this shortening. No other recipe I've ever seen requires shortening.
Yeah,
it's always butter.
He lives in Atlanta. Okay, let him live.
I'm sure he's doing great. It's just sometimes it is frustrating to get, an ingredient that is used in this one thing and this one thing only. And if you aren't making anything else, the ingredient just sits there forever.
Forever until it goes bad. And it's like, oh
okay,
no.
on toast.
Why does it come in so big a package?
Yeah, if I only need this small amount. Yeah, shortening it. Yeah, bread cookies is the thing. Yeah. Like, I'm sure there's some people who probably swear by, like, shortening and, like, chocolate chip cookies or something like that. Meanwhile, the recipe I have just says, put in butter. And it's like, yes, sir. Butter.
Don't have to tell me twice.
I will add this butter. I have to say, I think it's more fun to say butter with the buh in it. Butter. I don't know why it's more fun to say that way, but just some part of my brain goes,
it is. Because it's exotic and interesting and different than what you are used to. Oh my God, this just made me think of the waft of smell that we hit in the car on our way to like dinner.
Oh no.
And I was in the front seat.
Oh no.
Sasha was driving and I went, oh dang, someone pissed off polecat in here.
Oh no.
You guys all looked at me like, what? Because none of the words I said made any sense. Oh, darn tootin'. Me, the southern girl.
Polecat is a skunk, right?
Yeah, and that's I had to teach y'all that polecatty or polecat is a way of saying skunk. But more than likely, we had just driven through somebody's weed cloud on the the sidewalk.
God, yeah.
I mean,
they're very common now.
Here.
I tell you what,
I
can't ever tell the difference.
I'll tell you what. I
just remember how I just outburst that without thinking, and the three of you just turned to me like,
what
the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, and it's one of those things I always especially growing up, I used to think like, oh, there's no such thing as like Canadian slang or Canadian thing. We just sound like we sound the same as Americans. And then like I'll see like a couple memes or jokes, and it's like, oh no, there is.
The moment you say you're gonna go out, and I'm like, oh, you're going to it?
Going out.
You going out?
Going outy.
Out in a boot.
Go talking to those hosers, gone by the road.
Oh, we gotta go down to Timmy Ho's and get a twofer.
Need to get me a double.
I know.
Out there.
And go out to Timmy's, get me some double.
It's a weird
it's
mix.
Exactly like that though.
Because it's like a weird, because like it's like you'll hear like the really heavy version of it like in the Maritimes.
For sure. Actually, it's sometimes heaviest near the U.S. border.
Right.
Like Minnesota is almost pretty much a Canadian accent.
Minnesota is basically the same.
Yeah. Like it's almost heaviest there.
Yeah. Like I find the
Minnesota,
quote unquote like border crossing towns ends up with a lot of bleed.
Yeah.
And also because like
I think there was just a little bit of a disappointment because like for over a decade, because my one Canadian friend who was from like Alberta or something, somewhere where it's heavier, had always basically talked like that around me to the point where I picked it up. So I was assuming that was like the joke way of talking, and nobody actually talked like that. So
oh no,
I just assumed it was like a meme or something. And then like, we're applying for apartments and they're like, your fiance's she's really American, and I'm like, what did he say? She just sounds really American. And he doesn't. Spoiler, he didn't, because he was from New Hampshire, which is north enough to might as well be Canada. Ergo, what they mean when they say sounding American is Southern.
There's Southern, but there's also like I think it's like Boston or like some areas of New York. Like
there's Boston, you pocket
there's that other variant, yeah.
Like Texas, Georgia, get her done.
Texas, we going down south, eh? It's so
I'm
funny.
going yonder.
So like way back in the day, my dad used to have to go do like work trips, and who was down to Texas, and he'd be gone for like 2 weeks or so. He'd come back, and he'd have a slight drawl.
He'd get a little bit of
it'd
twang,
be really funny, and because like we'd start poking at it, and he'd be like, "Stop it! Like I'm not doing it on purpose. Like we know that's the part why it's funny."
You just go somewhere in an accent like
it bleeds in, yeah.
You.
And the funny thing
is,
that's what happens with me too. Because it's not like I didn't. It's not like I didn't go through speech therapy. My dad did pay a lot of money for me to lose the twang.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, if I am shocked, startled, angered, or
like
otherwise kerfuffled, that is why I was like, "You're gonna poke Kitty."
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, you'll see it sometimes, like, especially where English is not the first language. Like, if someone gets sufficiently angry or flustered or whatever, they usually default to whatever you're, like, for lack of a term, it's what you think in, if you get what I mean.
Yes.
Like your inner voice.
And I can promise you, cross my heart, my internal monologue is so Southern. It is painful to hear.
Oh no.
Out loud.
Tater. There's actually discussion in Ontario of getting rid of bag milk because apparently the average size of families is decreasing because of, whatever. We can go into the economics or whatever, but because the feeling is people don't need as much milk, they're going to get rid of the bag milk and it'll go only to the carton milk.
They shouldn't.
I need the bag milk.
There's only 2 of us that live in this house, and we go through so much milk. It's disgusting. I need the bag milk.
Theo, what the hell? You must live with a Theo. He's a monster. He's a grown-ass man, and I say that with all of the love in my heart, because next month he is finally turning 30, which is like, holy shit, that has been a long time coming, because we've known him since he was like a teenager. So,
wow.
Kiddo is turning 30. I feel very old, and he still goes through like maybe 3 gallons of milk a week at least.
Ishmael's like that if you leave him alone.
Right. Ishmael was talking about it with me, and I'm like, what is wrong with y'all?
Yeah. I drink like a normal amount of milk. I have milk occasionally, but my boyfriend is like
But the problem
He goes through so much milk. It's like, oh my
the problem
God.
is Theo is a grown-up, but he's not a grown-up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
He doesn't have the wisdom of being a grown-up while being a grown-up. So, like, yes, he drinks lots and lots of milk, and he knows and understands that all of that milk propaganda we got fed as kids didn't mean anything. But what he doesn't know, because there's a difference between, like, book smarts and street smarts, what he doesn't know is that if you go to a bar and you don't want to drink, you should not ever, ever ask for straight milk at a bar. And the reason why is not, oh, they'll put alcohol in it or it's the name of a secret drink. No. It's not that. It's that someone who has been around long enough to understand how food service industry works knows that a bar does not use its milk very often. So if you're going to get a glass of milk at a bar, that milk is not going to be very fresh.
Yeah.
You don't.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, Tommy's like, I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it.
No.
Well, I've finally gotten him to break the habit because he had to learn.
You gotta learn.
Tumblies.
Yeah, he
You
needed
get the
to learn.
rumbly tumbly.
It's not that it's like spoiled or bad, but like it's definitely not good either. It's just not something that's like gambling with your life. And I don't know if it's worth it to have a tall glass of milk at a bar.
It's just one of those things, because I've seen like sometimes like places where it's like, if a place is known as a burger joint, don't order the fish. Because it probably means they aren't going through the fish very fast. So it's probably either been frozen for a long time or it's
milk
off.
Is for what? Car bombs or whatever the drink's called? No, bar milk is usually used for like Kahlua mudslides, White Russians, stuff like that.
And even then, like I find they tend to go more the liqueur route, like your Baileys or whatever, not milk.
Right, so like they're just not using it, and you should not ever order a glass of like a big old tall boy glass of milk.
I find the only time like I really think of like milk is like
that's what he would do.
If you get like an alcoholic like milkshake or something like that, because I have seen a few places do that.
Tommy knows what's up. I'm a Shirley Temple kind of bitch. I grew up in Shirley Temples.
Oh, Shirley Temples are great.
I was, my dad was a big sports buff dude, both on field and like trivia wise, so we were constantly in sports bars. And yeah, I always ordered Shirley Temples, and the ladies with their very tight shirts and assets would always like give me extra cherries.
Aww.
And there was a time when the ladies gave me my glass of Coke, and then they gave me a glass that was full to the rim of just cherries.
Wow.
And I got so sick because I ate them all.
Oh,
and those are for garnish. I don't think you're supposed to just like eat that.
Those things have been like soaking in like sugar syrup for like a century.
Those have probably also been there for a while.
And like dyes.
And yeah, because like the thing is like
they meant well, but what they did was they triggered the apocalypse.
Yeah, because like that red that you get in a maraschino cherry is not natural.
Yeah, that is not natural.
You should see it on the way out.
Hello.
It's just as unnatural.
Hello, Mia.
It's like the thing, like I can't buy Fruit Loops anymore. Like I do enjoy a good thing of Fruit Loops every so often in cereal, but I can't enjoy it anymore because I know like that those dyes follow you out.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, why is it this color? Do I need to see a doctor? Oh wait, no, I hate Fruit Loops.
I call my doctor.
Do I need to call a doctor?
Red Lake got me like.
I like those. I'm not saying they're bad. It's just you have to really moderate it. And unfortunately, when you get an entire thing of cereal, it means you're probably going to be having it several days in a row.
I don't even think they put that much dye in it now.
No, they do less than they used to. Because I that is one thing. Like I remember at one point, like I got
Taylor's right. Because I remember the milk turning like a green, but it was like a teal green.
And now it doesn't. It goes more brown. They've
don't drink cereal milk because I am an animal. I just don't like flavored milk. If I want a glass of milk, I will drink a glass of milk, and it'll be cold and delicious, and it can't have been in a fridge with like funky stuff soaking into it. Perfect glass of milk or else or nothing.
I don't know. Chocolate milk is really good, especially when you get the syrup and you have control of how much chocolate goes in.
Okay, and then you can make something
more chocolate
perfect.
than milk.
Control equal perfect.
No.
Then you give up
However,
and just drink the
cereal
syrup out
milk-
of
Yeah, you
it.
just drink the syrup straight up. You're just like, fuck,
And
let's
Cereal
cut out
milk
the
is some
middleman.
sort of like 8th level of hell for me because it's like, yeah, I know that it only tastes that way because it's old and the cereal has soaked in it, etc.
Yeah, yeah. Because there's that strawberry syrup as well. That's also pretty good if you put it
I
in milk.
don't think I've ever had strawberry milk. Flora
It is
died
very
for a
much
second.
you have to be in the right mood, I think, for it, because it is on like on the sweet scale. It's like sweeter than chocolate milk. It is you know
There she is.
Hello,
Sure.
sorry, my brother just.
Did your internet
That's
go
okay. You
boop?
didn't miss anything. We were still talking about cereal milk.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
So
Because by then it's like room temperature, so
Yeah.
it's not like crisp ice cold, and then it's
Yeah.
not just that it's sweet,
It's
it's
sitting
also
around
that
for
it's
a
got that
while.
oaty like cereal soaked flavor. I
Yeah.
don't.
I find
Yeah.
I do
No,
like,
I
I
agree.
like
I'm not
cereal
big
and
on-
milk, but I don't like it when it's gone soggy. So it's one of those things where I do tend to have cereal. I tend to wolf it down because
That's me.
Yeah.
That's
I
me.
want it while it's still crisp.
My rice checks.
I don't eat a lot of cereal.
Yeah.
I like plain Cheerios or like cornflakes or something. I'm also very like plain with my cereal.
I feel like lately I've just been getting boxes of cereal, and I just replaced chips with cereal.
Actually, that's not
So
a bad
like I
idea.
don't even involve milk in this equation whatsoever. I'm just
Yeah.
handful of rice checks.
Yeah. Well, honestly, like say for instance, like Honey Nut Cheerios, like yeah, like that shit. Yay. It's a pretty good snack. Or you could like make like a Rice Krispie square out of it or something.
Nesquik
too.
powder. Oh my god.
Oh man.
And see, back in my day, it wasn't Nesquik. It was something called Ovaltine.
So
I'm old.
Teacup, you're talking about banana milk. I actually can't drink banana milk as
Oh no.
a side thing. The reason being is that I got a lot of ear infections as a kid, and they would prescribe you antibiotics, and the
Oh, the
because for
medicine.
kids,
like,
they make it taste like banana milk, which, you know, when you're a kid, you're kind of like, oh yay, I'll have my medicine. But I had enough
love
ear
that.
infections that now my brain associates, if I'm having quote unquote banana flavored milk, my brain is like, you're sick with something.
slams
fair.
that eject button.
Yeah, yeah. You are not well right
love
now.
that banana tasting medicine.
Well, I mean, that's the
I
kind of the
love
point,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Because I
And
mean, like when
and I love
Anytime.
I like banana milk. I like strawberry milk.
Yeah.
It's harder to find banana milk around here.
Yes, I would say, yeah, finding banana milk is very hard now. I can't think of many places that carry it, if at all. Like, you'd probably have to go to a special, I think we'd have to go to a farm if we wanted banana milk now.
Occasionally I do see like I can't remember what the brand is, but like they have those little individual
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
bottles of it in like some like convenience stores.
I've also
or,
seen
you know-
root beer.
Root beer milk?
Yeah.
Ew.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I get
It's
maybe
no
where they're
from me,
going
dog.
because, like, a root beer float.
Right. Like I
That's
get the
top tier.
logic, but I'll just take a
But-
real root beer float if that's the
Yeah.
case.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like root beer.
Also, it's gummy time. Everybody grab your gummies.
I don't have any. I only have his
I
chocolate
don't
eggs.
have any.
No.
I don't have any snacks.
I haven't been able to go to
Tea.
Bulk Barn. I have no gummies.
No, no.
A tragedy.
I have no excuse. I'm very close to one.
You are. It would be very dangerous for me to be that close
Yes,
to a bulk
it is dangerous. I think that's
Super dangerous.
I think that's the issue now. Is I think I've gone like too far the other way, where it's like I'm staying away, and because I'm like the will is like you just forget it exists. It's not there.
Don't
There's a
perceive
hole
it.
in my mental mapping.
It isn't real and it can't hurt you.
Yes,
bulk barn.
Bulk Barn isn't real and it can't hurt you. It was funny, Teacup, though. I started catching up in the chat that you mentioned that you drink it at night. There was actually a statement by the owner and CEO of Kellogg's where, and it's definitely one of those like fucking tone deaf things statements where he was like,
Oh my god, yes, this.
with inflation and everything, people should really be thinking about having more cereal in their diet. Have cereal for dinner. And it's like, people may already
Listen,
be
I'm gonna
doing
tell
that.
you
That's not necessarily like
a
maybe
good
your heart's
thing.
in the right place or whatever, but that still is
No.
indicating that inflation and prices are so bad that people are going. Like, it's like when you hear people being like, "I got McDonald's for dinner because it was cheaper to get McDonald's than it was to actually go out and get ground beef."
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's not a good thing.
it was extremely like Marie Antoinette tone deaf, but I do want to make a side note here. It's very important to me. But Marie Antoinette never said let the meat cake.
Yes, I've heard that.
That
yeah.
is a made up quote for a
Mhm.
made up incident that was attributed to her. That
It
never
was French
happened. It's
Revolution
not real.
propaganda.
Culturally, yes, it's a big part of our lexicon, and we all associate it with our poor Marie Antoinette. But she never said it. It's not real. It's not a real quote. Somebody else wrote it
A real quote,
years.
and it can't hurt you.
So I would like to say, take all of that let them eat cake energy and apply it to Mr. Kellogg with his let them eat cereal for dinner, because that's like the equivalent vibe, you know?
Yeah.
But he's somebody who's actually alive and can therefore be bullied.
Yeah.
So let's bully Mr. Kellogg.
Or whoever the CEO is. I doubt his last name is Kellogg at this point. But here's the funny thing is, do you guys know the story of why cornflakes as a cereal was invented?
Do it. Tell us.
Okay.
I wanna hear
Tell
you
us a
say it.
story,
I
Elizabeth.
want-
Tell us a story.
This is slightly NSFW, but anyways, so
Let's
the
go.
idea is that this guy, the creator of Kellogg's, was a Mormon guy, and he was like, people masturbate too goddamn much. I need to think of a food that if they have it, they don't want to masturbate anymore. And that's a story of fucking cornflakes.
Wow.
And you know
So-
what's great?
I don't
There
know
was
the
a
damn
whole religion around that same concept, and that is where we got graham crackers. People in that religion
Yeah, it's
they
Mormons.
ate
Apparently Mormons
nothing
thought
but-
they could revolutionize
nothing but
diets,
graham
and it's like graham
crackers.
crackers and cornflakes.
So
Okay,
you
but
would
why-
just stop jerking off. Just stop it.
Apparently masturbation's
Why are,
bad.
why are cornflakes supposed to stop you?
Shove this
from-
graham cracker.
I don't
crapper.
understand.
Shove
Like,
this graham cracker in your mouth and stuff
honestly,
it.
I don't know. Like, I think the idea is like, oh, you know, you masturbate when you aren't balanced in body and soul or something like that. So if you have a
Blah, blah,
balanced
blah.
diet, you won't feel the need to jerk off anymore. Like, honestly, who get? I don't know. I don't follow Mormon logic. Like, I mean, let's put it this way. The
I don't-
Mormon logic is that you shouldn't be jerking it off at all because you should be having children all the goddamn time.
Something spilling
You know,
seed. Something
Be
crying.
plentiful and multiply or whatever, right? So, eh.
Me, a renegade nun. Hey everybody, so we would like you to stop masturbating, but for a different reason. You're doing it wrong, and I would like to teach you how to do it right. And the reasons why you should be doing it more and correctly is to reduce the population, because our Earth is strained, and there are so many people starving that we cannot feed. So do your local nun a favor.
Yeah.
Jerk off all the time. Don't ever stop. And hopefully that'll keep you from knocking up another teenager. Bye.
Well, also, the funny thing is like with anything, you know, as long as you're not going crazy with it, it's healthy to do. Like, I've heard it apparently lowers the risk of prostate cancer. So, you know what? Lower your cancer risk. Get one out. Take care of yourself.
Please.
Clean
Unload
up
your gun
afterwards.
before you
That's
go
all
on a
we
date.
ask.
It's rude.
Jesus Christ, the things I say sometimes.
Welcome to the Dungeon Lounge, everybody.
What were you saying earlier about this being?
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna dig myself this hole. Dig.
It's true. Heavy Lid's right. The Jehovah's Witnesses believe that there are only a certain number of spots in heaven, and for
Right.
some
Oh
strange
yeah, I've heard that.
for some strange reason, they believe that in the year of our Lord 2024, that all of those spots are not already taken.
I mean, it should be.
Yeah, you'd think they'd all be taken by now.
And that if you're
Yeah.
good, if you're good little boys and girls, you'll get a spot. But what, by kicking someone else
maybe
out?
they assume that there's like multiple levels of heaven, that like, you know, once you've been in heaven for 50 years, you get to go to the next heaven, and that makes room for new people in the first heaven.
Lava front property, that's all I'm saying. I got that lava front property.
Property.
Ooh. Well, I mean, the dungeon lounge is subterranean, so I guess that means we're closer to hell than heaven.
Oh, don't be hitting
Mm.
me with your logic. You know how I am with logic.
Eh.
Besides, I'm not in the dungeon lounge. I'm the goose in the pond
You are-
outside.
You know,
Technically, that means I'm upstairs.
true enough. You are upstairs. You're in the water temple level.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh no. We went there. Lol. Hello, Grim.
girl, are you a water temple? Because I'm inside you and I am lost and confused as all hell.
What the fuck is that? Entire. Oh, apparently Sasha's got an entire basket reserved. Ooh, basket.
Oh, we're going. Where are we going and why are we in this basket?
Going in a basket journey. You assume that all boomers go to heaven. Yeah, true enough.
And I find that very unlikely.
Mm-hmm. Let's just put it this way.
Can you believe that
the
Secret
way I
Cup used
could
to be
see
the most like quiet, reserved, and like nice person in our group? Can you believe that? Just between us at the table.
Sasha's the only one going to heaven. The rest of us are rest of us have an express pass downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god,
PG
grim.
double hockey sticks.
PG double hockey sticks.
That's right, Sasha.
Yeah.
Sasha's a good bean.
It's true.
It's very true. Sasha's the best of us.
That's true.
Okay, so we've all put our brain cells together. And our morals. And so Sasha just has all of it for us.
Yeah.
True.
Sasha's holding all of it for us.
Like we share the
Sure, I
brain
guess
cell,
if
but
we
like
need
meanwhile Sasha's over here like with the with checking on the morality where it's like no, put it down. Put down the knife. Put it down. Put it.
I have so many knives. You're going to have to be specific.
Do not weaponize our pet cats, says you. Welcome to hell, motherfucker. That would be a good redeem.
It's true.
I almost feel like you need a honk just because so many people say honk in the chat because of me now. But there is no honk in your channel. Of course, it's not working in mine right now, so I'm not sure what's up with that.
Oh, is
I'm
the
not
honk
sure what's
not
up with that.
working? Oh no.
Everything else works when I have Sammy up and running, but honk doesn't seem to register. It's very weird.
I do find it funny though that we say Sasha's the most wholesome. Meanwhile, she's the one playing like Warhammer 40k.
It's true.
It's true.
Those don't have to be mutually exclusive things.
No. It's because she understands the suffering inherent in the Imperium that she can be the best cinnamon roll.
It's true.
It's true.
Meanwhile, there's me and Bloodborne going, what does this lever do? Oh no.
What does this lever do?
Lever. It's fine.
Oh.
It's fine.
Speaking of tea, I just looked at the title of the stream and I was like, oh right, tea. Oh yeah, I have a tea coming out. A new one.
Ooh, what kind?
I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I'm working on it, but it might not be my cup of tea, but I'm sure it'll be somebody's. It is a hibiscus herbal.
Ooh.
Or tisane, as some say. But let's see if anyone here gets the reference. It has like 6, 7, 8 different flower petals in it.
Oh.
It is an herbal tea that is just completely flower petals in all various colors. It's like an explosion.
Is
but
it meant
is
to be
called,
a shoujo manga?
It is called Floral Falal.
Oh.
Does anybody know what that one is?
Sorry, no, I don't. I'm dumb.
No.
Final Fantasy X-2, the final dress spear
you're
for
right.
Yuna.
God, as soon as you said that, my brain was like, boop.
You garbage lady in your garbage. Yep, that's me.
So yeah, if you
Final Fantasy X-2 is incredible.
oh yeah,
It is, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not.
the
The dress-up spear system is so good. Bring that
or is it a
back.
T now?
I actually really like the dress sphere system.
The thing is,
It's great.
I've heard a few people say it now. Final Fantasy X-2 has one of the best iterations of the job system. Unfortunately, because they made it as girly as possible, it turned off an entire segment of the gaming population.
Boys that we don't care about.
And the thing is, like I've heard like a lot of people comment like, "Oh, I don't get why the tone of this game is the way it is." It's like you are dealing with, and I saw someone explain it not too long ago. Like I think it was a person who works with Jesse Cox, like a regular contributor, and she was commenting on like the reason why, you tend to is kind of the way it is that you've got, like you had Yuna who basically spent the entirety of 10 doing her funeral march.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the game ends. She didn't have to die. Spoilers for a very old game.
Yeah.
So
but
yeah,
she,
10-2
for
is
her
her basically being like,
religion,
woo, spring break.
Yeah, but it's also like she's the
10-2
whole
is her
game of
spring break.
understanding she's going to die. This was what her religion decreed,
Yeah.
what she truly believed in, and it was the entire system
Mhm.
of what she believed in. And at the end of her journey, the entire religion falls apart. Everything she was grown up believing in, everything, her moral compass, her entire, like, who she is as a person was built on the scaffolding of this religion that basically disintegrated during the events of the game. So she has never lived. She has always been praying in the cloisters. She has never had a life. And when all of that when the rug is pulled out from under her feet, she doesn't know what to do with herself. And, you know, the 10-2 is very much about camaraderie in other lost people who don't know what to do with themselves, and having fun, being a girl, having a life, living
emotional,
damage, and moving on.
Thank you, Tika.
Yeah, emotional damage.
I will say that is one thing I'm kind of frustrated about the ending of 10-2, because the whole idea of 10-2 is you can get 100% and you get a bonus ending. And that's
And
the
that
ending
bonus
in which
ending is not necessary. It kind of
isn't.
throws out the entire
Because that's
plot.
the thing, is like, it's supposed to be about her growing and moving past and finding her own identity and not defining herself by wanting her boy toy back.
Yeah.
And so, like, for me, it kind of was like, I don't
Okay, well,
care
you
for
guys just went back on the whole point of this, I guess.
Yeah, I guess she does need a man. Okay.
Okay. I just pretend that doesn't exist.
Yeah, just don't 100% the game. Get the true ending.
Yeah.
And I don't mean
There
necessarily
is no
like,
true ending.
The true ending is in your hearts.
Yes, the true ending is in your hearts. Like, it's one of those things, like, I don't want to necessarily like knock bringing back Titus or whatever. Like, that's fine, whatever. But like, his function was served by the end of Final Fantasy X.
And she lost him, and the entire game of 10-2 is about her coping with that loss, going through the stages of grief, and
finding
emerging
herself,
from
yeah.
it triumphant and becoming herself in her own, you know?
And then
So then by going, okay, you can get your boyfriend back, you're good now. Like, that just completely spits in her face of all the hard work she did.
Yeah.
I hates it. I hates it.
But it's the more, I guess, fan-friendly ending. I don't know. It's one of those things where I find like Final Fantasy games have sometimes a weird relationship with death, because they always seem like, and I mean, to be fair, a lot of media is guilty of not wanting a death to stick. Because, like, I mean, like, how much of Final Fantasy media is dedicated to, like, I mean, current Final Fantasy remake aside, how to not kill Aerith. Despite the fact that the reason why that point hits the way it does is because she stays dead.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, the remake is handling it differently, and hey, you know, whatever, that's your thing, go for it.
I'm not gonna be playing it, so I don't care.
I mean, it's one of those things I feel like as of right now, I don't have an interest in playing it, but I'm never going to say never, because let's put it this way, you know, if you had asked me 2 years ago, hey, Elizabeth, are you going to play a Souls game? I'd be like, no. And yet here I am.
Yet,
so
here you are.
I ain't gonna say never, because never's a long time.
I'll probably play them once they've all come out.
Yeah,
that's
actually
what
might be a
Heavy
better-
Let is saying.
And
Like, they'll probably
like
release
in
some
a package or
compilation.
something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that, because like I do like 7 a lot. It was a very, you know, nostalgic game for me. It was one of the first games I bought with my own money. So
I think it actually kind of upsets me more, because it's like, yeah, that game was so important to like my little nerd journey growing up, and they have just milked it for everything it's worth, and just drained it of everything that made it what it is. And I'm just so tired of it now. I'm tired of mobile games, the spin-offs, the remakes of the remakes, the this, that, and the other thing, the side story of this new character we just made up. Like, I'm just tired. I'm so tired.
I know, I can't recall exactly, but I seem to recall. So the kind of the, I think the main scenario writer, or like the director, Hirobu Sakaguchi, he was kind of like the big grandfather of Final Fantasy for the longest time, up until 10. I think 10 was his last one before he moved on. And like, he wanted them to be standalones. He wasn't big on the idea of sequelizing any of the Final Fantasies, which is obviously, that statement changed once he left the studio. Because I think he kind of
money was involved.
And there's, I mean, as much as they say, like, yeah, why was Final Fantasy VII
Spaceballs
monetized all the hell?
quest for more money.
They wanted, it's easier to market Final Fantasy Crisis Core than it is to market Final Fantasy. Here's some guy on motorbikes, like, or just because I mean, and like, let's be honest, like, after Final Fantasy Spirits Within, like Squaresoft was nearly bankrupt. Like
They
I'm
shut
not
down the Hawaii
surprised.
studio.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
they
not
all lost their jobs.
surprised that the lesson they took from that was to play it safe with known franchises. Because taking a risk nearly cost them, and that's part of the reason why they needed the merger with Enix. Props to those who remember when Squaresoft and Enix were two separate companies.
And then there's me that's like, okay, you bought my Tri-Ace Enix love, and you did make a sequel, which was lukewarm at best. And then you did nothing but spin-offs, mobile games, gachas, and then some weird Nier Automata clone with the same name that has nothing to do with it. And frankly, I'm jaded and sad. Please give Enix back to Enix, please.
Okay, it's really funny. So I have like a lo-fi mix kind of just playing in the background for the streamer. Air's themes just started.
Oh
funny.
no.
That's fucking timing. Thank you, Spotify.
I don't know if like the 7 remake, if they put in like a way to save Air, I think that
For
would, like,
$20.
Okay, so do you,
that
do
would
you,
ruin
do you
everything.
want the spoiler? I know the answer to the
No,
question.
I don't want the
Then-
spoiler.
Then
I
I'll-
don't want the
then we'll shut
spoiler.
up.
Yeah, I don't actually
Like,
want to
I
know
think
either.
that would just like put
Bye,
me
Sasha.
right into a garbage can.
Bye,
I'll see you later,
Sasha.
Sasha. That would put me right into a garbage can.
That would well, that and like that is like the joke we have talked about all along. Like, oh, if Final Fantasy VII ever got remade nowadays, the Eris being alive would be, you know, paid DLC. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah, $20 Eris is still alive.
Yeah, about that.
Mm.
I hope they didn't do that. Please don't answer me, but yes.
Yeah.
That has always been the
If
joke.
anybody
You want me to answer the
knows
question, so I'm
the
not
answer to
answering
this
it.
question, do not tell me. Do not tell
We are
me.
asking it like
This is a
rhetorically. We
rhetorical-
don't
Yeah.
actually want an answer.
I will leave you to discover at the point at which you ever decide to discover. Meanwhile, I was like, whatever. I'm not really planning to play these games. Let me just see what the hubbub is about. So I looked it up.
I see.
Understandable.
Yeah. Like I said, I would probably play them in the future once they all come out as a thing. It's not something I would ever stream or anything. It's something I would play in my off time. But I don't want to know just in case.
Yeah. Like, I feel like as I'm quote unquote getting older as I hit 27 for the 50th time,
Yeah.
I find more or less like, because like things tend to move in cycles, that I appreciate more that studios that want to try something new. Because like, and I know I'm kind of been fangirling over this a little again, but like going back to Alan Wake 2, like that game did not have to go as hard as it did.
But it did.
But it did, and I so much appreciate it. And I appreciate it like all the more for like, because like say for instance, like it's pretty well known at this point that Alan Wake 2 has a big musical sequence and it's playable. Like you're not just watching it; it is a playable sequence. And my understanding is like from like looking into some like the developer chats and things like that, the studio or not studio, Epic fought on them on this. They said you don't need this whole musical thing. You can do this other ways. This seems a little bit risky. And they're like, no. We're doing a musical. And it's all the better for it. I think at this point what I'm going to be doing is, sorry, could Teacup ask a question? I think I'm going to do all of the quote unquote Alan Wake series, which would be Alan Wake Remastered, Control, at least the Awe DLC, and then go into Alan Wake 2 doing the final draft playthrough.
I'm gonna be real, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have never heard of it. I don't know anything about it. So like definitely if you're gonna stream something, maybe stream from the beginning, because some of us dumbasses, some of us live under a rock.
I will say, as far as I can tell, for those, if you wanted to go into Alan Wake 2 without Control or Alan Wake 1, you can kind of muddle your way through it. They do try and kind of help you out a little bit, but you are definitely missing nuance and things like that, like where like certain things show up and you go like, oh, it's that guy or it's that thing, you know, like you're not going to have that context. But I don't think, like, I think you would understand the plot just fine of Alan Wake 2 without having played Alan Wake 1. But I think it'd still be like fun to kind of like, because I did the same thing with like Supergiant, where I started with Bastion and I played all the way through to
Right.
Hades. That's where I was kind of like, you know, it might be fun just to start at Alan Wake 1 and just go through all of them. Especially because like they've made remasters, which I haven't like.
Yeah.
I never directly played Alan Wake 1 or Control. I watched I either watch like YouTube Let's Plays or I watch someone else play. So it's kind of like, it'll still be a new experience for me. So. Yeah.
Control is a good game.
Yes. Sorry, I'm vibing a little bit to the music. I was like,
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Continue vibing.
Sorry.
Vibes all around.
Sorry, you guys
Good
can't hear my
vibes.
Spotify.
If I were to hear your Spotify, I would also hear us like a second time,
Yeah.
like an
Yeah,
echo,
yeah.
and I would want to kill myself.
I think there's a way over Discord to share Spotify. Like I
Yeah,
think,
there is some way to do that, but I don't
Yeah.
know. No,
but don't worry about it.
it's not important.
It's true.
No.
Oh, sorry, I'm stretching.
Stretch.
How dare you?
Stretch is a good idea.
So, Flora, when do you think you're going to start Yakuza 2?
Well, I'm actually not sure, because, like, okay. Here's the thing. Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out.
Oh, gotcha.
And I don't know if I want to, like, how I want to spread out my time here.
Yeah.
Comes out on the 22nd.
I was about to say, like, it's soon.
Yeah.
It's soon.
Not this week, but it comes out next Friday.
Yeah.
So it's more like
So-
you'd be better off, like, maybe looking for a couple more small games a la Turn
Yeah.
Up Boy to fill in
Yeah.
the
Well,
weeks
this
between now and then.
Monday, this Monday I'm gonna do, like, they released a character creator. So
I do want
Monday
to
we're
see
gonna
that.
do
I
the
haven't seen
character
anybody mess
creator.
with it. I do
Yeah,
wanna
so I'm
see
gonna do that on Monday.
Yeah.
And then, depending on how much time that takes, somebody also recommended to me a demo for a game called Normal Fishing.
Ooh, fishy.
Uh-oh. Normal?
Normal fishing, which
This is not normal
sounds
fishing.
yeah, sounds very normal. So I'll also check that out. And then I'll probably find something for, like, the following Monday, and then Dragon's Dogma. Also, depending on how much I've finished with Cult of the Lamb, because, like, I still have, like, some of the post game to finish on that.
Yeah,
So I don't know if I wanna, like-
I'm finally in the post game, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here a while.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
I
it's
wanna
like,
100%
I wanna
it.
at least, yeah, I want to at least finish, like, going back and doing the bishops again. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see how the timing works out on things that I'm playing. But
Small aside, for anyone who out there who doesn't have Dragon's Dogma 1 or other Capcom games, Capcom's in the middle of a big sale on Steam. Like, a lot of their
Yeah.
library is dirt
Okay.
cheap right now.
yeah, if
Like,
you haven't played Dragon's Dogma 1, it's incredible. It's the best
Like-
7 out of 10 game I've played in a long time.
Yeah.
so like right now, this might make you go, Flora. Right now, Dragon's Dogma is $6.50 Canadian on Steam.
Oh,
Bruh.
man. I don't think it was that expensive when I got it.
It's
probably like-
it sits about, I think,
What's the
$30.
regular price?
I think this price right now sits about 30 for Dragon's Dogma. Here, let me just fire up Steam. Let's just look.
Let's just take a quick.
Because but if you're looking
don't
like if
remember
you're
if we
interested in
had
any of the Resident Evil games or things like that, they're all very cheap right now. Where is
Yeah,
Dragon's
normally
Dogma?
it's $40, which is not terrible. I also have had it for a really long time in my Steam
Yeah.
inventory, so I might have gotten it as a gift. I might have gotten it as part of a bundle or a
Mhm.
sale at some point in the past. Like, I don't remember.
Yeah, like Dead
but-
Rising's also very cheap right now too. The Dead
There's a
Rising
lot of
series.
good stuff on sale.
Oh, where is it? I must have passed it. I don't see it. You want DuckTales? It's $3.50.
Ooh, DuckTales.
Oh yeah, there we go. Sorry, yeah, it's normally $40. It's on sale right now for $6.39 Canadian. So 84% off.
Yeah,
It's-
I have no
it's
idea
out.
how much I paid for it or if I paid for it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
'Cause it had been sitting in my my library for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
However, for anyone out there who hasn't played it and wants, a very fun but janky, like adventure-y, not quite Soulsy, but a little bit in that vein.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where I find like Capcom as a studio, like they're taking some really interesting developer choices.
They've been doing good stuff lately.
Like the only
Which I'll
the
take
only
interesting
thing,
over like shit canning any day.
yeah, like when you compare them to like quote unquote Konami's or whatever, like they're one of the few studios still kind of doing original IPs in addition to the safe Resident Evils. But I will still bet mad at them because they still haven't done more Breath of Fire games. So I remain mad.
Maybe someday.
Unfortunately, they went the mobile gacha route, I think, for Breath of Fire 6.
Oh, did it?
We don't talk about it.
There.
The Atelier series did the same thing, and I'm still grieving.
Oh no, did they?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's where the money
Buttheads.
Yeah. Or allegedly where the money
can't
is.
make any more. Yeah, we can't make any more single-player games. We gotta make everything into a live service, whatever, or a gacha game.
Waifu card simulator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
Thanks. I hate it.
Yeah, basically. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Sorry. I saw it in my brain and was like immediately. Blame
Yeah.
Teacup. It appeared in the chat and I was required to sing it. Contractual
That's fair.
obligation.
Sometimes you just see stuff and it, triggers a response in your brain.
It's true.
You can't, you gotta let it out. You can't keep it in.
It's true. It's true.
Very true.
So, aside from Dragon's Dogma 2, potentially, is there anything you're playing off stream right now? Private game
I
experiences?
started playing Animal Crossing again
Oh,
because
nice.
I was talking about somebody with Animal Crossing a
I
few
was
days ago.
thinking
And-
about restarting
Oh,
one of my
no.
side
Yeah.
islands.
Like I'm like a sleeper agent. Like somebody mentioned Animal Crossing to me, and my brain
no.
just clicked. It's like I should play Animal Crossing again.
Burned the
I
knowledge
like
to the ground.
Let me
deleted my
know.
island.
Like, let me know what your
I deleted
timing
my
is with
island.
that, because
Yeah.
I will. I'm around, and I would like to restart my side island.
Mm.
Not my Dark Souls island. I want to restart like my
Yeah,
whatever the hell I was doing on my second island.
yeah.
I keep
I
restarting it.
logged in. I started the game up. I looked around, and I'm like, I have no idea what I was doing here.
Just
so I
Gandalf.
you know,
I have no
grabbed and
memory of
started
this
again.
place.
Yeah, I have no memory of this place.
I always find
When
it
in
frustrating,
doubt,
though, that they
reset
they
your
lock you to
island.
one island per console. Unless you burn
Right,
it and start
yeah.
over. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, yeah. I would.
I
love
guess
to
for
have,
memory
like-
reasons, I guess.
I get the intent, but it's like, ugh.
But I have been thinking about it just because it's like I just went through a particularly nasty breakup, and I have not streamed since. This right now is my first time on a stream even speaking since it happened.
You should redo your island then and stream.
But I don't know if I
Yeah.
would stream it. I've been thinking
Oh.
about like what did I do the last time I was really sad?
Mm.
I like binged Animal Crossing. So now I'm thinking I'm
It's
like
comfy.
I'm nostalgic for starting a new island and going through all that, but of course nobody's playing anymore. So the fact that you just mentioned that is just like, oh,
Aha.
well, shit. Well, if you're gonna put it that way, maybe I will.
Maybe I will.
And honestly, there's no excuse. I should be streaming. I have no energy.
No, honestly, like it's your, like
Yeah.
the thing I find like with streaming is like if you're feeling off, like especially for your regulars, like people notice that shit, right? Like,
And I don't want to give anything less than like my usual fuckery, let's be honest. Fuckery, but I'm so tired and I'm so like down and like I'm sleeping like 12 hours a day right now.
yeah.
I barely was up in time for this.
Like sometimes, especially like I mean, I don't want to necessarily go into all the tea of your breakup, but like sometimes when you get out of a relationship that especially towards the end, like no relationship is good when you have a breakup, right? Because that's why you're breaking up.
Yeah.
like you need to recover. Like your body is going to go through a recovery period, and like yeah, sometimes it's going to require a lot of extra sleep. So maybe some other things of like self-care, you know, where finances and shit permit. Sometimes that's a two-gallon tub of chocolate ice cream. Everyone figures their shit out in their own way.
True.
It is true.
And I think it's just, you know, it's
And
important to like
yeah.
take that space for it, because like if you're not taking that time, like as much as I hate to say it, like it's gonna catch
I'll
up.
just get
It'll
burned out
catch,
again.
it'll
You
catch
know
up.
it.
Yeah, it's gonna catch
And
up with you in another
even if
way.
this wasn't a general statement, like
Yeah.
even if we're not talking about a general statement of how most people react, even if
Yeah.
we're just talking about me and going, okay, you will burn out though.
Yeah.
If you come back too soon and you try to go ham and go, look how okay I am, guess what's gonna happen?
Everything
gonna
is
crash.
so okay.
It's fine. I won't be
Everything's
fine. That won't
fine.
happen.
Yeah.
I will just fuck it all up. So I'm just kind of lurking in everybody's streams. This was a bit of an anomaly. And
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
appreciate you.
I don't know
being
when
here,
I'll
though.
get back.
Yeah. We appreciate
It's no problem.
you.
I'm going to if you ask me. Like I have no reason not to. It's just
Yeah.
I have no idea
Those
when I'm going to be
things
back to
matter.
streaming.
Yeah, and I mean, like again, like you know, take whatever time you need. Like it's. I mean, I know there's a lot. I know with like content creation and things like that, there's a pressure to be, like you know, quote unquote ABC, always be creating, because
Yup.
like I will
The
agree,
grind
like
never stops.
the internet does have, you know, a bit of ADD collectively, and you know, if someone goes on a 2-month hiatus and comes back, like yeah, their
Mhm.
metrics. I don't disagree. The metrics suffer.
On TikTok, that's called the 300 wall. And I have been trapped behind the 300 wall for like a year and a half now, and it sucks.
Mm.
And it's just, one, I don't promote anything.
Mhm.
I yawn a lot, because I'm always tired. But also, like, you know, I'm not streaming. I'm not promoting my stream. I'm not promoting my Twitch because I'm not streaming. So nobody knows about my Twitch. So nobody follows me. So then they don't know when I do start streaming. So I just... It's an Ouroboros, if you will.
Yeah.
The serpent devours its own tail.
And I find also like with that kind of stuff, like you also have to have like, I don't want to say a certain personality type, but like for me, like it's one of those things where like sometimes people are like, you know, you should promote your channel more. Like when if you do a collab, or if you know, you go over here like on your Twitter, like, you know, if you don't do these types of tweets, no one knows you're even streaming. So you should promote yourself more, put yourself out there. And it's like, but then I feel like a sellout shill and like, ew and dirty.
It's
so
hard.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Just let me sit over here, play my game.
I'm just gonna play this game. If someone wants to come by and hang out, that's great.
They're welcome to it. But yeah, on the other hand, I also know, like, you know, quote unquote, could be more could be done to promote the channel. Probably, sure, but
absolutely. But...
I think the unfortunate thing is I think both Sasha, Flora, and I think all fall in the I feel dirty self promotion. I feel like a shill, and
self promotion
I hate it.
is hard.
It is.
Yeah, being on like too many like social medias is too much for me. Like even Discord is like very hard for me because like like, oh, I gotta keep up with all these people, and no people are messaging me, but I see it, and now it's too late. Can I still respond?
It's been 2 weeks.
I don't care how long people take to respond because I'm just as
send me a
bad.
message and I don't respond right away. It's not because I don't want to. It's because I either haven't seen it or I have Discord paralysis.
Yeah, and it is.
God, what a mood!
It is easy to get to, and I always feel like guilty because it's like I've met like lots of wonderful people like through streaming and VTubing and things like that, and it's like, but I can't keep up with all of them, and so it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I haven't spoken to so and so in such a long time. Oh, but if I message them now, it's gonna look awful. I'm gonna look like a terrible friend. Oh
yeah, exactly.
God. Oh
exactly.
God.
That's the mood.
So then, yeah, you just hit that paralysis, and then
me just like, I don't know you. That's my purse.
I don't know you. That's my purse. Social vampirism. It's like you have to invite me into a conversation first.
You have to explicitly be invited.
You have to explicitly be like, hey, can I talk? I'm gonna talk to you. I'm like, okay.
I agree.
I think
again, I think all three Dungeon Lounge ladies are. I think we're all very much similar in that respect, where it's like if you don't explicitly say, "Hey, Dungeon Lounge, we're doing a stream on this day, and you guys should appear as a guest," we'll be like, "Are you sure? Are you inviting us? We're not sure. Could you explain again?
We're not sure.
We're not sure."
I don't know.
I'm kind of like that too, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I, as an unemployed person, have all the time in the world and therefore no excuse. It's just, I don't think people realize they can invite me to things, so then they don't want to bother me, and so they don't invite me to things, and I just sit here wasting my time scrolling Facebook, the ultimate doom scroll.
We're all perpetually worried about being a bother, so we're just like over here.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to bother anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Somebody has the nerve to knock at my door. I'll be right back.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Nerve.
And I just apparently hit 2 years on Throne.
Oh wow. Congratulations.
And they're like, you should share this tweet with everybody. And I'm like, I will. Because I share everything that's automatic just so that my tweets have tweets. Because I can't think of, I can't think of things to say. And I know if I don't constantly tweet, post, Insta, whatever, everything falls in the algorithm. So I'm just kind of like, oh, you want to automatically post something I don't care about? Do it. Do it. Do it.
Yeah. And I find I'm also like on the other hand, so I was like, okay, well, if you need explicit invitations, why don't you organize a thing and invite other people? And it's like, yeah, but then I'm still feeling like a bother because it's like I'm contacting people being like, hello, if you're not too busy, would you like to come to this small function? I promise it won't be very entertaining because I don't actually have any faith in my ability.
I'm really terrified of Jubilee this year because one thing I said at the end of Jubilee last year was that I really, really need to get off my ass and have. Excuse me, I just keep yawning. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I really, really need to have like guests. It cannot just be me filling up all this hot air by myself every year. People come and donate. It's not like, oh, it's not successful because I'm not trying hard enough and nobody shows up. Oh, no. It's for charity. Everybody shows up. It's always successful. But I really should be putting more energy into it for that exact reason. Because then it feels like, okay, well, you guys spent all this money on this stream for charity, but I didn't really do anything that incredibly interesting. So now I'm just like, we need to do a collab or something. I don't know. I need to invite like multiple people and have like the view, but it's a bunch of different VTubers at a table with thoughts.
Invite us to the view.
The view.
And back also.
Welcome back.
It was another one of those goddamn door-to-door telecom guys. And I'm like, I can't talk to you right now. I'm in the middle of a work call.
Sounds like you need to get a chime or like one of those door cams.
Yeah. I was like, he was like, oh, well, can I come back in like an hour? I'm like, no, I'm not interested. Don't come back.
Go away.
And I just like shut the door in his face because it's like, I can't deal with this right now.
Like,
okay,
I have to talk to Lenith.
There is one thing that the ex did that I thought was really fucking funny with this kind of situation. He would just, no matter what it was, before even hearing them out, no thank you, I'm allergic. Slam. And you're like, okay, but that doesn't work at door-to-door because it's usually tech or something. I don't know. Think about how confused you'd be as a door-to-door salesman for Wi-Fi and the person goes, no thanks, I'm allergic. Slam. Because it started.
I did because I didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
It started with like malls, where they're like, try this hand cream. No, thank you, I'm allergic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but it has. I don't care. I'm allergic.
No touchy.
Yeah. No touch.
No
Don't
touchy.
talk to me. Whenever I'm at like the grocery store or like Walmart or whatever, and you always got the people coming up to you while you're in the middle of shopping and be like, do you want to sign up for a credit card for this store? And I always like, just, no, I already have one. And they're like, oh, okay. And they leave me alone.
I will say like the thing like with at least like with door to door, because like my understanding is like those jobs are very much like you only get paid for the sales you make.
Yeah.
So you saying no and just being like firm no is probably more of a kindness than letting them pitch for 5-10 minutes and going, nah.
Yeah.
Like it might
I
get them
mean,
some
Precisely.
I
practice or
do
whatever on the pitch, but
empathize with that they, it's a job and they're
yeah,
out there trying to, do their best or whatever, but it's like
yeah,
I never buy anything from somebody who comes up to my door selling.
yeah.
If you got to do
Especially
door-to-door
like,
marketing to sell your product sucks and I don't want it.
Well, it's
yeah.
also like
It's
I'll
like,
be honest, like a lot of it's kind of predatory because like a lot of the door-to-door stuff is like when they try
oh,
and like
absolutely.
like rent you a furnace or whatever, and like those things like
It's usually
yeah.
pyramid scheme shit.
yeah.
Yeah, it's always a pyramid scheme. I always tell them it's like I'm not going to buy something from somebody coming door to door, especially like a
Yeah.
telecom. It's like if we want to, get a different internet plan or whatever,
Mhm.
it's like we
We'll
will do
Google
our
it.
research. We'll do
Mhm.
our research about, the best fit for us in the area because
Mhm.
like we're not just going to trust some guy that comes up to the door and be like, "This is the best internet price you're going to get." It's like,
Mhm.
"Well, okay." Says you, first
Yeah.
of all. Second of all, we've already researched what's available in our area and we have the
Yeah.
best package that we feel is good for us. You're
Yeah.
not going to convince me.
Because that's the other thing. As much as I hate to say it, like especially in Ontario, I find like there's kind of little mini monopolies based on where you live, and like
Oh,
in
yes,
certain
for sure.
areas, like because like say for instance where I currently live, there is no presence of Bell as far as I can tell. It is all
Mm,
Rogers, and that's because Rogers has the infrastructure to
yeah.
provide the best services. So meanwhile, probably if I go to another neighborhood, Bell's probably going to have the monopoly
Yeah.
because they have the better infrastructure because they've been going in and digging all those wires for their five. Hello, feral
Yeah.
beast. Do you
Well,
want on my lap?
yeah. Last year when they cut through our internet line,
Yeah.
they were
Jesus.
installing the fibe and stuff. So it's like,
Mhm.
they come by and they're always like, "Do you want to switch? Do you want to switch? Do you want to switch?" No.
Yeah.
Yo, look at you. You're so cute. Yes, you are, kitty. Yes, you
Yes,
are.
unfortunately, we still have
Mhm.
door-to-door salespeople, but it's
Oh,
mostly
God.
like it's usually always the telecom people.
That I
It's
find.
either someone from Bell or Rogers.
Yeah, I find it's either that someone trying to get you on an internet package, someone trying to get you to like rent a water heater or a
Oh yeah,
furnace,
heaters are the other.
or religion. A distant fourth during
I haven't
election
seen
period, you'll get your candidates for your
your local
riding.
candidates. We haven't had a religious person come by in quite a long time.
It's
Yeah.
Can't even.
Here though, that's rampant weekly,
Yeah.
just nonstop.
Yeah. They're not as much come door to door in the area, but I do see them out like hanging around on like in the street or something with those stand-up cardboard signs they have, Elizabeth? You probably know what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah. They just kind of like exist on the sidewalk in busy
Yeah,
areas and try
in
and
a
stop
corner.
people
Yeah.
to tell them about God or
Hey,
whatever.
did you hear about
I'm like,
God? Do you want me to tell you about God?
yeah.
I found Jesus. He's in my closet where I left
Yeah.
him. So shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If like somebody comes to my door and wants to talk about Jesus, I'll be like, no, thank you.
No, thank you.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, I do find nowadays like you really only get the religion ones, at least here, if you live near a church and when that church lets out, if they have like a quota of like people to save,
Oh,
quote
yeah,
unquote, then they'll
maybe.
kind of like disperse into the neighborhood and start being like pamphlets and things. But yes,
It's
I
not
do.
They've
really
never
a
worked.
church.
It's
Pretty
actually
sure in
quite
the history of
common.
ever.
It's quite common in Ontario to actually not own a water heater, but to rent it. Because usually because it's connected to a gas line, you rent your water heater from your gas company who
Yeah.
maintains it. Yeah, it's actually quite common here.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's different from place to place, obviously, but yeah, in Ontario, it's pretty common not to own your water heater.
Yeah. Yeah, we rent our water heater.
Yeah. I
It's,
believe
a
mine.
package with the gas thing.
I mean, I'm now more of a. I'm in like a building now where resources are somewhat shared, so I don't know the full story on my water heater because like I do have a water heater for my specific dwelling. As far as I know, it's a rental. The
Blows my
advantage
mind about water heater.
the advantage of a rental water heater is like one, the rental fee is quite low. Like I recall at another place I lived at,
Yeah.
the rental the rental was like less than $10 a month, so it was quite negligible compared to what I pay for in gas and water.
Yeah.
and the advantage being is that, you know, if the water heater craps out, guess what? You just call the gas company and be like, hey, my water heater crapped out. And they'll come give you a new one because it's their problem. Yes, they are relatively easy to swap out in more modern homes. In that, you know, you just
we've had to have our
we've
had to have ours replaced a couple of years ago, and it was pretty easy.
Yeah. So there you go.
Today we learned something
Water
new.
heaters.
Now, I will say they're starting to move to that model in heaters and air conditioners, and I don't like that. I still kind of prefer those to be bought outright if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
If they're connected to your like HVAC system, obviously. I actually don't have a gas bill technically anymore because where I am, the heating is all electric baseboards and that type of stuff. So. Woo. But yeah, sorry, boring housing things.
Yeah, talking about houses.
Being adults, we're talking about adult
Being
topics.
an adult.
Being an adult, paying
Hey kids,
bills.
you want to hear about renting a water heater?
Do you want to hear about the best way to get a deal on an HVAC system?
Yeah.
Well, the best way to get a deal on an HVAC system is actually have someone who works in the business. But anyways. Yeah, unfortunately, my knowledge of that type of stuff is a little, I don't want to say higher than average, but my father was actually a repairman for heating and air conditioning systems. So it's one of those things where it's like I end up a little more knowledgeable as a result, just from the amount of osmosis. But yeah, so as a result, like I unfortunately had I would say my upbringing for the most part was like quote unquote middle class, but like I don't know how to live without an air conditioner because I never had to, because if there was ever like, you know, any problems, my dad would just go fix it himself. So it wasn't like a cost really.
I'm so sleepy. I'm sorry.
No, funnily enough, though, I find now like air conditioning used to be like such a luxury. And now it's like,
and now it's a standard.
Yeah,
a
you need to have air
mandatory thing. You
conditioning.
can't live without it.
Yeah.
Granted, that always was like that down here, but that's because it was the South. See, you guys are only just now getting that kind of weather.
Yeah.
And starting to have a need for it, and there just wasn't the infrastructure in the old houses for it, you know?
I mean, not to say that it hasn't, you know, traditionally been hot in the summer. It's just been worse.
I just remember, like, say for instance, it was one of those things where I found, you know, you could kind of tough it out if only because it's like, oh well, there's only like 2 months were really the only, like July and August were kind of like the bad months, and if you could just tough it out, then you don't need air conditioning.
Yeah, September would usually be the calm down month. But now it's
it goes straight through. Now it's usually October where the temperatures start to cool off. Really.
You do get quite a bit of humidity.
We can. At least in southern Ontario, which is usually warmer, we're quite close to the lake, so we can get we can get a lot of humidity off the lake, and things like that. Though the more north you go in Ontario, it cools down significantly. And I always find it funny because like people are like, oh well, how much, you know, how north is northern Ontario? And it's like, you could drive if you go north in Ontario, you could drive for an entire day, and I mean like 24 hours, and you could still be in Ontario. That is how north it can get.
I would
is it
say
80,
that
90?
humidity...
I would say it's around 60, 70 when it's really bad.
It's still quite humid,
yes,
but it's not going to be obviously as bad.
No, we're not going to hit Florida. We ain't in competition with Florida by no means.
But I mean, it is like when you think about all of the seasons, we do have quite a lot of seasonal whiplash where, you know, we can have a very humid, gross summer, and then like, you know, a couple of weeks of fall, and then cold winter, mild winter, second winter, third winter.
Yeah,
6 weeks of spring.
Fall, spring. Like we kind of just right now we're kind of like in quote unquote I would say false spring, because like yesterday it was raining. Early in the week you were hitting like 15, and then today it's -1.
Yeah, it's snowing right now.
Yeah, it's snowing right now. Yeah, just to bear in mind, we're also
Hooray.
speaking in Celsius temperatures.
Yeah, it's like I'm looking out my window here. The trees are budding, but it's
Yes,
also snowing.
Yeah, because we had fall spring.
Yeah.
So the trees were like, oh, we'll start blooming. Don't.
Yes, it's time for
I'm
the
sure this will
Bradford
have
pears
no-
to assault us.
Yeah, we
I'm
got
sure this
snow.
will have no repercussions.
We got some snow today. I don't think it's going to stay on the ground or anything, but we got snow.
Oh no. It's a little bit of snow, but it's snowing right now. I can see it.
The thing I'm actually trying to look into, and I'm trying to keep an eye on, is in Toronto. There is in a place called High Park. There are cherry blossom trees, sakura.
Oh yeah, the cherry blossom.
And I've been trying to monitor when they're starting to go in bloom because they're calling for it to hit early this year because of the way the winter has been.
Yeah.
Because like normally it hits late April, May, but they're thinking it this year it's going to hit earlier. So it's like I kind of want to go see them. I've never actually been to go see them. They're actually I think they were gifts from the Japanese embassy.
Yes,
I've
most
never
of
been
the
to
cities had them given to them. So
Yeah.
I think that
I've
might be the only
also
way to
never
get
been
them.
Yeah, probably.
I've
It's
never
almost
been
t-shirt
to High
weather.
Park to see them in person.
Yeah. Because they do like, like not probably not to the same degree like Japan would, but there is like, food stalls
It is
and
quite
like
nice.
there's stuff to do there that they do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a lot of gifted flora and fauna from different areas because like the other one I know is like I think both in Toronto and in Ottawa we have like entire fields of like tulips that I think were gifted by the Netherlands.
Yeah, that's really cool. I would love to see that as well.
God, I'd love to go in Ottawa, go see Ottawa while those are all in bloom. Like it's pretty damn impressive when I see the photos.
Right, and it's like there's nothing really stopping us other than like social niceties. If we were assholes, we'd just go do and experience things whenever we wanted.
Well, I mean, also like in the case of Ottawa, like that's from roughly,
6 hours,
yeah,
right?
it's unless you're taking a train or whatever, it's a drive. So yeah, I agree. There's
Ottawa,
also
quite far.
there was one year, like this was years ago. I actually went to a tulip festival that was being hosted at the Canadian National Exhibition, and yeah, it was really impressive to see how many like breeding and combinations and things like that you can get of just the one plant, right? And they're little hardy dudes. They got the little bulbs, and they just kind of like hang out
Right.
in the winter. I think daffodils do the same thing too. I don't know. Where roses kind of more have like the vines that come out and stay out during the winter that you have to be mindful of. Roses are another one that have like 15 million variations, and you're like, holy shit, this is all one plant.
Yeah. Plants do be like that.
It's true. That's true. I guess the same thing. Like, what is it like? Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, broccolini. Like a bunch of the things also all come from like cauliflower. I think they're all mutations of one basic species or something like that, or different cuts of the same species or something.
You just unlocked like a weird memory. Not really a memory for me.
Okay.
But there's like a really big billboard on like the side of the road going between like my town and like west to the next town.
Mm-hmm.
And it's green, and all it says is we have broccolini, and then a phone number.
Boy. That's
I
like
always find it
the
really
clam
weird
jam
whenever I see
sign.
it. Yeah.
Like I didn't realize there was such a market
It's
for
really good.
broccolini that they had to take out a billboard for
I
it.
guess it's like I don't know, it must be like a farm or something, but it's just like,
Wow.
we have broccolini. It's a huge billboard.
Wow. Is it for that farm that's
Just made me
along
think of it.
that's along that road?
It might be,
Might be.
but I would think they would put like the name of the farm on the side.
Oh, does it even have
but
a
it's
name?
not. Oh, there's no name of anything on it. It just
So how
says
do you
we
get
have
the broccolini?
and like a phone number. There's a phone number.
There's a phone number.
You can call, I guess you call for broccolini.
Like someone comes and delivers it like a drug deal. Here's your broccolini, and where's the stuff? Like, where's the cash?
Hey man, I got
Oh
your
my God.
broccolini. It's in the trunk. Let me see the cash first.
Show me the goods.
Oh my
Show me the
God.
goods.
It's like buying a
Uh,
doll on the marketplace and meeting in like a parking garage. I've done that.
Oh,
Yeah.
hello, Yarmangander. Welcome back.
Oh, welcome back.
Is
Yorm
the team that
Gander.
you're supporting winning?
Are they winning? Are you winning, son?
You're winning, son.
Are you winning, son? I don't think it's for the farm that's near there. I know the farm you mean, but it's not like on their property.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like
okay, makes sense. It's like across from it.
not near it.
Oh,
It's not even across from it. It's like a different part of the road.
okay, fair enough.
So, I mean, maybe it's for there, and it's
Well, no,
just like
I mean, I think they would put their branding on it. The fact that it's a phone number just makes it sketch as
Yeah,
heck.
their branding isn't on it.
Like it almost makes you think
just,
it's like coded.
broccolini.
It's like coded phrasing for like weed.
Oh yeah, no, there's no sports team. It's the music. How is the musical?
Oh yes.
How is the musical been?
Sorry, you said halftime, so my brain went to sports.
Yeah, halftime made me think of a sport. All right. I don't know if the broccolini sign is still there. I'll let you know if I see it again.
Okay.
Or-
I'm
or left.
almost curious to like Google the phone number just to be like, is this actually?
Yeah.
Because I've seen that sometimes like in advertising. Because like just to confirm for chat, weed is legal in Canada. So
Yes.
every so often, like I'll see advertising for weed, but it phrases it like a vegetable sometimes almost. Like I'm guessing they're
Yeah.
kind of coding it a bit to try and like. Because like I know like say for instance with alcohol or cigarette advertising, they don't like it because they're like, oh, but you know kids will see it. How dare the kids see that alcohol and cigarettes exist? So like I think weed kind of falls in that same category. So they tend to do very coded phrasing.
Yeah. It's like how all the weed shops can't have windows.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, feels normal for the first time in 2 years. That you know what? That is a good
That's
feeling.
nice.
I kind of know that feeling that you're talking about. So it is a nice kind of comforting feeling. Hopefully it feels comforting for you.
I don't know if it's maybe if broccolini is code for weed. That would be
I'm
that would be
probably
a new one.
overthinking it, honestly.
But I think it's probably just broccolini, but
Yeah, but I agree. Like weed, I've heard more compared to like herbs, quote unquote.
yeah. Yeah, you would compare it to an herb more, I think, than broccolini.
Yeah. Oh, boo! Bad health. Health, do proper.
Ooh,
Do a proper.
yeah.
Then again, I guess I could say the same. I know, like Lenneth, you've been having some health struggles too. So. Oh, I think we lost Lenneth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I have 3 different keyboards up here, and I'm hitting.
No.
I
Oh, you were
pushed
hitting
it
the
off on
push to
wrong
talk.
one.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Because I'm stupid.
You're not stupid. You have 3 keyboards.
Oh, what is stupid? Would a stupid person have 3 keyboards?
It's true.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It means they're too smart for just one keyboard. You have
Yeah.
to divide it amongst
You're
3.
doing like imagining now like this goose with like the hacker sunglasses from like the Matrix,
I
like
mean,
like
Yeah.
the wings hitting 3 keyboards, doing all the hacking code.
It's that gif from the Megas 64 guys just going to
Yeah.
Best Buy and just slamming the keys of every single keyboard and laptop and just, I'm in, hacked, and he's wearing like the trench coat and the glasses and they're like, sir, we're gonna have to act, sir.
Sir, please, this is a Denny's. Oh, you didn't get to take part in your school musical and prom? Oh, I'm sorry, Yermungandr. I will say, in some
no.
respects, you probably didn't miss anything with your prom. At least here, I went to my prom. It wasn't anything special. Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was okay. We
My
went
mom
as like
forced me to
a
go to
group of
prom.
friends.
Kind
Mm.
of
None of us have dates, so we just went as a group. And then we went camping after, which was fun.
Ooh. Oh, I did the same thing.
Nice.
Apparently, I think that's a common Canadian thing. Is after prom, go camping.
Yeah.
Go throw yourself in a lake.
It wasn't real camping. It was like, we had some tents on a friend's property. She lived
okay.
on, she had like, their family had a bunch of acres.
Mm.
It's
'cause
me
we
logged
lived out
into
in the
the
boonies,
reward
but-
requests queue, clearing it out because you guys don't. It's true, and you know it.
Don't call me out like
There was like 400 something requests that needed to be cleared.
Oops.
It's done.
that. Really?
I did it.
Ooh. Congratulations.
That's a lot of requests.
It is.
Indeed. Yeah, every time somebody redeems something, it shows up there, and like technically you're supposed to mark it as completed. If it
Oh.
Are
so
you really?
I
yes.
never do that.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't
no.
know
I
that.
know you I know.
I, I
Because
thought it
every
just,
time we stream,
happened.
because every time we have a mutual stream where I'm on here too, I will be like, all right, let's look at the reward queue. Yep, there's 500 requests here. All right. And I just go through and look them all.
Like, I get the idea of it because, like, sometimes you do redeem them back. Like, if it turns out something didn't work as intended or, like,
Right,
your
exactly.
sources are right. So, I get the
But
point
like
of it.
emotional damage and Vincent Price laughs from like 4 weeks ago. I'm pretty sure they're good. They were done. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna clear them.
Yeah.
They were
Oh
redeemed
my God.
successfully. Hope you enjoyed your emotional damage, everyone. Oh no, you were gonna be a main character. Oh no.
Oh no. I'm sorry it didn't work out.
Oh man, I remember.
Not what it's cracked up to be. TBH.
I was the big one that I participated in growing up was we did the Wizard of Oz, and I was the Wicked Witch of the West
Ooh.
or the East, the
Oh,
evil one.
lucky.
Well, let's be honest. I auditioned for that part because I was not confident enough in my singing, and it's the one role you do not have to sing.
Oh.
And also because when I feel like it, I can cackle like a bitch. So that's what I decided to go for the mean witch. Yeah.
I was never in any dramas or anything because I was
I
too
think
scared to do it.
No.
I think I've been like Snow White. I've been like a Spider Queen or something. or
Spider Queen.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Ooh.
I don't know. I honestly can barely
It was
remember what I've
Legally
done.
Blonde.
Oh my god, Legally Blonde, that would have been awesome.
Oh my god, you guys.
The only production that my high school did was there was a Wizard of Oz and they did Grease, and I was like, ugh. Grease.
Exactly. Like you're like, oh yeah, I'm finally in the year that I can join drama, and they're like, all right, here we're gonna do the most annoying, worst thing you would never want to participate in, and I'm like, cool. See you never.
Yeah. And I will say,
Goodbye,
unfortunately,
see you.
the message of Grease, I don't like how it ends.
Yeah.
Eh.
I can agree with that.
Props to those who have seen Grease.
Are there people who haven't?
I don't know. I mean, let's put it this way.
Is that like not?
I assume the younger skewing section
Oh yeah.
of Twitch probably have not seen Grease. And
My brain literally like stopped when you said that. I went, wait, how would there?
It's just
I couldn't compute it.
It is, yeah. Makes kind of how it goes.
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, bye, Jormungandr. Enjoy the rest of your show.
Yeah, I hope you have a fun time with the rest of it. See you later.
But yeah, the core message of Grease, or not, I wouldn't say the core message, but like you basically have a girl and guy who came from quote unquote different cliques of high school, who met each other over summer break, started a relationship, and then run into each other again at school, thinking that the relationship wasn't going to continue past the summer break, and that's the kind of struggles that ensue when you come from different social cliques or whatever. And at the end of the, for the whole thing, the whole kind of message is, the girl should be herself and, not conform to what the guy expects to see or blah, blah, blah. But then the movie ends with her being like, no, I'm going to conform to what his clique expects. And it's like, ugh.
Yeah. Like,
Gross.
I know we just told you for this whole movie that you should never change yourself for a man, but how about you change yourself for a man?
Yeah, but yeah, in fairness, I think Grease is very much anything like Gen Z or whatever probably haven't seen, unless you happen to have unless you happen to have like a parent or a cousin or whatever who like force you to sit down and be like, here, look at Olivia Newton-John.
Look at it with your eyes.
Look at it with your eyes. I performed him in the kids musical. The first scene of 12. Oh no! Oh no, Grim, I'm sorry. But yeah, like I feel like a lot of the more like current musicals, like I feel like it's probably more like I see a lot of like Disney reenactments where it's like, here, we're gonna do Frozen as our school musical this year or something like that.
Ugh.
Frozen's fine.
I wanted Wicked so bad, but alas, it was not cool yet.
Gotcha. I'm trying to think of like not Disney musicals that have come out, and I can't. Like that would be safe for a high
Wicked.
school.
Also Wicked.
Oh yeah, Wicked. Wicked's a big one.
It wasn't big when I was in high school.
It's true, but it is now. Are they doing a movie adaptation?
Yes, and it's of course,
so.
you know, Marvel comic universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe level CG
Oh
garbage.
no. Oh.
It's not the cast they've picked are fucking fantastic. I did not question a single choice in the casting. It's just the trailer is just
and everything, yeah.
Wonka movie, you know, like bright, colorful, crazy.
Like,
CG,
is it going to be
CG,
Cats
CG.
bad?
It's just, it looks so ugly.
Oh no.
It's so ugly.
I always
Haven't
found it
seen any of
weird
the
because,
trailers
like,
for it.
the only piece of Wicked material I've ever taken in is the original novel. I've never seen the music. I've never seen the musical. I read the book.
Liz,
And
we
I'm
can't talk about that. Liz, we
like-
can't talk about that here.
It's
This
like
is not a place we can talk about that book.
Well, it's one
But
of those
also,
things where
you
it's like,
didn't. Did you read the sequels to them though?
no, I haven't read the
Like, did
sequels.
you read the rest of them? Because it all makes sense and ties up all the loose ends. I promise.
I'm sure it
You
does.
should.
It was one of
That
those
sounded
things.
sarcastic.
No, it's not sarcastic at all. No, seriously.
The issue, my understanding is, with Wicked the musical versus Wicked the books, is that Wicked the books is critique on the original Wizard of Oz books.
It's also kind
as
of a
well as
critique
social
on our
commentary,
society,
and also like a societal commentary, which is why, like,
and it's also very dirty.
yes, the book is not, and it's 100% NSFW.
I've heard the book is very spicy.
The book is quite spicy.
And it's funny because, like, my sister's the one who originally bought the book because she was a big fan of the musical. So she bought the book.
No.
She started reading it. She's like, I hate this. And I'm like, I'm morbidly curious. Give me the book.
We can't talk about that book on this channel. I can't say anything. I'm like sitting on my hands. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can say about this book to make anyone understand that would not be absolutely rated M.
Yeah, like there's a lot of like classist struggle that appears in the book. I recall.
Yes,
recall
there is
correctly.
that.
Yeah.
And that does happen in the musical a
Yes.
little bit. It's actually kind of like a more, I feel like in the musical they turned it into a bit more obvious like racial commentary.
Right.
And that was in the book. Yes, that's exactly what the racial, classist, whatever.
With the munchkins.
Right, as well as the animals.
Mm-hmm.
And in the movie, it's just kind of about the animals. So it really is like an allegory for racism. And that's not the problem with the musical. Actually, I don't have.
Are you saying the point of the musical is furry lives matter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, yes.
I wouldn't say
they took
don't
out the
read
darker
books.
side of that.
I wouldn't say don't read the book. Like, I mean,
No,
I
definitely
read it.
read the book.
I
It's
enjoyed it.
amazing. It's just not what you're expecting. Whatever you think you're fucking expecting, no,
It's not.
that is not what you're gonna get.
I don't get the appeal. Like, sorry, just checking on the cat. I don't get the appeal of Cats. Like, aside from that one song, "Memory," everything else, I'm like, I don't get Cats. Am I supposed to get Cats?
Is anyone supposed to get Cats?
Yeah.
I don't think
Andrew
so.
Lloyd Webber got super shit-faced and high, probably at the same time. He mixed alcohol and weed like an idiot, and then he was like, "All right, what if all of these cats had like rollerblades and they were actually like at a disco having a dance-off because whoever wins gets to go to space, which is where cat heaven is." And the people with money went, "You know, I don't know about that, Andrew Lloyd Webber." And he was like, what if I showed you how confident I am about dance off to go to space cat heaven? What if I mortgaged my own house and put my own house on the line to fund this show? Would you believe me in my confidence then? And they were like, I mean, it's your house, I guess. And so Andrew Lloyd Webber mortgaged his own home. So convinced was he that cats having a dance-off to go to space would work and would be riotously famous. And for some fucking reason, he was right.
I mean, as far as I
Recently-
can tell, the whole Andrew Lloyd Webber gravy train ended when he did Love Never Dies.
Bingo.
Yeah.
People were more mad about Love Never Dies than cats, and I will never understand that for as long as I live.
It's called People Don't Want to See Shitty Fan Fiction on stage.
Oh, Tater. Do we get a scene with the wizard railing the good witch in the book? That's not what the book is about.
No.
But I tell you what, you will get a scene where all of the cast, you know, the witches that are the future good and wicked witch, and all their little friends are in college, so they go, you know, to a local club, and one of them is coerced and penetrated by a full-on tiger, you know, on all fours, raw tiger. So if that's what you were hoping, then yes, read the book by all means. If you'd like to see non-con tiger rape,
Content
go
warning.
nuts.
Oh my god.
Content warning.
Yeah.
That's definitely not in the musical.
No, it's not.
Well, also all the circumstances
by all-
around how who would become the Wicked Witch, the circumstances under which she was born.
I'm just giving a suggestion. Yeah, that suggestion is so vanilla, it couldn't comprehensively meet the absolute insanity that is this book. I was warning y'all. Fucking furries. Ruin
Anyways.
everything.
I would like to point out the music. Will the music just come in from Spotify again? So it's the Me Channel music.
Ooh.
And then now we're all gonna lose it. That's just like one scene in the book, and that's probably like my worst example for shock value anyway. But just, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's cute when men are like, oh, it's this really dirty thing, this vanilla male fantasy. And it's like, no, it's worse.
Anyway.
Also, somebody shits themselves, and they describe it very vividly.
Oh.
So, like, if that's your kind of book, I mean, if that's what you're into, yeah, go ahead.
I'm starting to wonder, like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't remember all these things, but then again, it's like, maybe my brain just blanked them out.
I mean,
That's
now
possible.
that you're
It's
older,
possible.
it would probably be worth a reread, but I do
Mm.
highly recommend Son of a Witch
Right.
and whatever the third, Line Among Men.
That's her son,
I think
right?
was the third
Yeah.
one.
See, I remember
Yes.
she ends the Wicked Witch ends the book having passed away to her fate of the Wizard of Oz, but she had a kid before then, but she kind of like cut the kid
Right.
out at a certain point, or the kid cut her out or something.
You read the next two books,
Yeah.
because by reading the next two books, the whole thing just comes into light, and it's just like all those little loose ends, like why did this happen or why did it come to that? It all gets tied up. However,
Mhm.
they are just as bad as the first book. Somehow I have offended the leader again. You're not supposed to laugh.
No, I'm laughing because of the meme music still playing.
See, I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that level of this onion.
They were talking about like whiplash of discussing heavy satire or heavy topics, and it's like doo doo doo.
Fucking Wii music.
Fucking me music. Okay. Hello, Raya Scar. Welcome back.
You've missed absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Nope. I think it's safe to say we should probably move on from talking about Wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spotify's trying to redirect. Even more
Give
on
us
point
some
if I
more
switched to
meme
Animal Crossing.
music. I want more meme music.
It's funny because it's like it took me a second because it's like I heard this music and I'm like I know this because I think a lot of
Oh,
people
you didn't even
use it
recognize it at first.
because like people use it in like their TikToks and things like that. So it's like I've kind of almost forgotten the original source was it's the Me Channel music.
Oh, it's the Me channel.
Yeah,
That's funny.
because I feel like there's a term for that where it's like you know a piece of music or something has kind of transcended its original location because it's been
Right.
lifted and morphed and used in so many other places. Because I know like that happens with like. Sorry, crab dance is happening. Hello, Pie Piper. Thank you for crab rave.
Hello. Thank you for the crab rave.
Time for crab.
Me music is back though.
Crab people,
Crab.
crab people.
How long does this me music go for? Oh,
I don't
I'm
know.
about to say it's ending in 5 seconds. Goodbye, me music.
We discussed anything on your list of topics today? I think we did.
We did. Bloodborne was on there.
Being
Bloodborne
old.
was talking about video games was on there.
Yes.
Being
We
old.
did kind of talk a little bit about being old because we
I
talked
feel like we
about
did it. I feel like we succeeded.
telecoms and
The two
water
topics
heater
we
rentals.
did talk a bit about tea, because we did talk about the new tea, the new
Yeah.
tea you've got coming out. Though we didn't.
But it branched off into Final Fantasy X too, as it should. That's the whole point.
The only topic we haven't touched on here was I had said like if you guys wanted to talk about ball jointed the ball jointed Dolphies. Hello, Lady Beaver. Womp womp.
Hello.
Honk.
I successfully cleaned all, like stripped out all my dolls and
Oh
cleaned them.
no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Why is it Crybright? Because someone played it, or Pied played it out of the bits option for side option, so it's not as common as some of the other ones. Kind of like the Titanic flute. Yes, Ryaskar. We were talking about it earlier.
I did talk about it a little bit earlier, but tomorrow on Monday we're going to be playing the character creator. So I'm going to be
I
playing
like
her-
how that's the idea is like we're going to play the character creator like it's its own.
We're going to play
game.
the character creator. Listen, creating a character in a video game is its own game.
Nope, totally up. Have a fun alert, Lady Beaver. I hope D&D is fun.
Enjoy your D&D.
But yes, as someone who
very
has
excited to see
literally spent
create.
hours in a character creator, I ain't gonna knock ya.
Yeah, we're going to make Frog Detective again.
Ooh, Frog Detective.
Yeah, he's got to join me again on a new adventure.
Yay. Oh, that's okay, Pied. Honestly, we probably needed to be thrown off of our current topic.
Oh, yeah. For sure, for sure.
It's not my fault.
It's
He
not my
started it.
Who started it?
He started it.
Who started it? Oh, Ryaskar, you already have a character created?
fault. You've already
What?
created your character? Nice. Yeah, I
I'm
wanted
waiting
to
for
say
someone to be
Everyone
like, I
has.
made 5 characters. I made 6
Like
of them."
literally everybody has been making a bunch of characters, and I've not seen anybody do it. So
Yeah, I wanted to save it for
Yeah.
stream.
I've not seen anyone
Okay.
actually use the character creator. I'm just
The one-
seeing everybody
The
be
ones I'm
like,
always
"Yeah, I
interested to
finished
see are
mine."
like when people are like, you know what, I'm gonna make Jack Nicholson as a Dragon's Dogma character, and it's like, okay, let's see how this goes. Because I've seen that few of those now,
Excited to
like
play around with it.
people trying to make like Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk 2077. Because it's like you want to have like, because there's already him as Johnny Silverhand, but like making him as like, this is probably a bit of a deep cut, but like Keanu Reeves as he appears in Johnny Mnemonic. So like when he was
Okay.
younger, like right at the start, has
That
been
is a
making the
deep cut.
Dune Man. Permanent or whatever his name is. Timothy Chalamet.
Charlemagne. Oh, you mean the Dune Man Lies of P guy?
Yeah, Chalamet.
Dune 2 starring Lies of P.
Oh god, that reminds me. I don't know if you've seen Flora or Lenneth. Ben Starr, otherwise known as Final Fantasy 16 voice man.
Oh,
He did like a
I
little
did.
thing of like the Dune popcorn bucket.
Voice man.
That's all I know him from.
I did see
He's
the Dune
allegedly done
popcorn
other voice work,
bucket.
but
I'm
Oh,
sure
like-
they have, but they're a stereotypical white guy. So God help you trying to figure out what.
well, as far as I know, like I think I remember looking at what other work the other work he's done, and like a lot of it was like British theater, because
Yeah, a lot of
British
them get
food.
their start in that though.
I mean it's where you kind of get your like why not like
It's honestly better when they do that first, because also there's an opposite trend where a lot of celebrities, when they're no longer really doing Hollywood,
Mm.
they go into theater.
and then meanwhile
And
you
that
have,
is
like-
really cool. That is really cool, don't get me
Mhm.
wrong, but I don't know. Imagine being better at your job when you're doing it because you started in theater.
Mm.
That's just me though.
It is the opportunity to get like, because like with like say for instance when you're acting for a movie, you do the scene once and then you're done. Like in theory, like once you get the take that the director is happy with, you stop doing that scene. Whereas with a theater production, like you're doing the same play sometimes like for months or even years if it happens to be a particularly successful run at a time. So like if you need to learn how to cry on cue, you're gonna learn it through theater.
Oh,
Just
for sure. Grim, I don't like those numbers. I feel like that's extremely oversaturated, and we need to be a voice for change. This can't be like this forever. What would I almost said what would Susan B. Anthony say, but then I remembered nobody. That's an American female hero.
Susan B. Anthony is.
I mean,
Exactly.
I've heard the name.
Diversity. So Susan B. Anthony was like a hero in the civil rights age,
Right.
for giving women the ability to vote.
Right.
So like 99% of white male characters are voiced by white male dudes. What? This has to change. We need more diversity.
I will say, like, I
Somebody
think
dig her up from her grave. We
like
have another fight.
recent games are getting better at it. Like,
At voicing white dudes with more than just white dudes.
well, no, but like,
me and Grim are on a like completely different level with this joke. We need more diversity in the people who play white dudes. Obviously.
yeah. Get a white dude voiced by me. There you go.
Just because they're a white dude doesn't mean they're actually a
Elizabeth.
white dude. Okay.
Vote Elizabeth to voice all
Vote
white
Elizabeth
dudes
as white dude voice
moving
actor.
forward. Yeah.
I don't know. I could do it. That is true.
Oh, that's
Teacup.
nice.
I have seen that.
I feel bad for the person who has to clean her grave, but that is a beautiful sentiment.
I feel more bad for Oscar Wilde's gravekeeper.
Oh.
Because women put on lipstick to kiss it.
Why?
And so it's just coated in waxy lipstick prints, and every once in a while they have to come in and like scrape it off
Hoover
because
that
the
shit.
wax eats away at the stone and just
Moral of the story, don't put your bodily whatevers
anything.
on a tombstone. That's trying to be voiced by Fran Drescher, god damn it.
He's right, and he should
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah, let's do it.
He's right.
Let's get it. So I think at this point, like, just as a weird, like, aside, like, doesn't, like, Square get all of their voice acting done at a British studio now?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Graham.
Hackles. Little goblin teehee.
Wasn't Oscar Wilde gay? Allegedly. It's one of those
Yes,
things
but
where
no.
if you were to ask him directly, the answer is no. But if you read the subtext in a lot of the material he put out and the stories told by people who knew him, yeah, probably.
Both is good.
Yeah, and maybe the guy was bi. Who knows?
I think he was.
Maybe he liked everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Don't discriminate. Love everyone. Ha. Take that.
I want more twinks voiced by annoying people.
Want a version of Sephiroth to be voiced by Patrick Stewart? Ooh.
Didn't they
that could
already
be
do
fun.
that in Lord of Shadows?
But that wasn't Sephiroth. That was
No.
Dracula.
That
I
wasn't
think
even
Sephiroth
Dracula.
should be voiced by Patrick Stewart. I think
I
that
don't
would be
remember the
incredible.
guy's name, but it wasn't Dracula.
Wasn't there the whole outcry when Kingdom Hearts when Sephiroth was voiced by like Lance Bass? And isn't that like still like in his Twitter
Oh,
bio?
yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Oh,
It was Lance Bass.
I do remember that.
God.
He's
Such
like
a
my
shame
claim.
Gilbert
Like,
Gottfried
it's
is
like
dead.
funny, like the guy who was a literal member of NSYNC. He puts his claim to fame not as I'm the guy in NSYNC. He's like I'm the guy who voiced Sephiroth in
Voiced
Kingdom
Sephiroth
Hearts.
once.
In Kingdom Hearts, and then they never did
But
it
if you
again.
knew him, that makes 100%. That's on brand for his character. That's 1,000% on brand.
Oh man, I remember once with Gilbert Gottfried, sorry Teacup, you were mentioning it, when he did like a hate read of like 50 Shades of Grey, I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's been doing the Akatar books
Mm.
like that, and it's
The thing is
You
like
know?
I have mixed feelings about this because it's like I'm pretty sure at some point someone's gonna make an AI of like Gilbert Gottfried to like start doing like
Mhm.
Gilbert Gottfried reading Tifa lines or whatever, and like I'm kind of
I
of
don't
mixed
like
feelings
it.
about it because it's like I don't like the AI stuff, but at this point that's the only way to get it because some people are no longer on
Well,
this earth anymore.
maybe we shouldn't have it then if they're already gone.
Oh, do you think he also did Sephiroth in the English of Advent Children? Maybe. It's possible
I
there's been
don't remember.
multiple dubs of
I wouldn't
Advent
be
Children at this
surprised.
point. Advent Children, voice actor, English. All right, here we go. Who did Sephiroth? Sephiroth.
Me going into that makeup store, like.
It was Joey. It was a guy named George Newbern in Advent Children.
Oh.
Yeah, I would say I think Last of Us
Oh,
only did it in Kingdom Hearts, and I think the idea was that because there wasn't a lot of lines, so
Yeah,
they
it was
didn't
like 3 lines.
Yeah, because you can only fight him in like the arena or whatever. So
Yeah.
there's only a couple of lines.
Many
A whole lot of
hours, ne memory fascias, many hours, ne memory fascias, Sephiroth.
Yeah, Danny DeVito.
No,
Danny DeVito to do it.
Oh, sorry, he also did Kingdom Hearts 2.
Wow.
Got 2 of them.
Wow.
Oh wait,
Wow.
sorry, I misread. No, sorry, it was that newborn guy. Kingdom Hearts 2. Never mind. Blech.
Oh. Okay, so we only did the one.
Yeah, Let's Fast was literally Kingdom Hearts 1, and then since afterwards it's been this George Newbern guy has been consistently cast as Sephiroth.
Oh, is he Sephiroth in the remakes?
Let me check. He was Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2, Advent Children, Crisis Core, Dissidia 12, Dissidia Fantasy NT.
All
Okay.
Dissidias.
Let me check if he's been cast in the more recent one. No, it doesn't look like he's not
Okay.
Sephiroth
Yeah, I
in
think
remake.
they got all new.
Yeah,
they got
as I
all
said,
new
they went to that
voice
British
actors.
studio, so they probably have. Let's look at who's Sephiroth in. Sephiroth FF remake voice actor. Here we go. Oh god. No, I don't want all of them. I want current. You're making this hard, Wikipedia. God damn it. Why are you doing this to me? Looks like it was a guy named Tyler Hoechlin.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea who that is.
The name sounds familiar.
He apparently plays Superman.
Oh, okay.
And he's Superman and Superman and Lois. So good for him.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's the new Sephiroth. He also voiced him in the remake of Crisis Core.
I see.
Should such things matter to you?
They don't. Good for him, I guess.
Yeah. Can you imagine someone going over the Detective Pikachu with Danny DeVito?
Oh,
There was,
no.
I remember,
I
there
really
was a
wanted
big,
it to be Danny DeVito.
There was like a petition, I think.
Yeah.
Like people really
There
wanted
was.
They
I'm
wanted
so
Danny
sad.
DeVito to voice Pikachu.
It's
It
not
would have been
fair.
so good. It's not fair.
It's not.
Like
I know.
it was
Always
weird
remember what they took from you.
Always.
how much Ryan Reynolds worked as Pikachu in the Pokemon movie.
It's true.
Like I was surprised. Like it was like it's not one I'd want to see like all iterations of Pikachu, but that one,
He did,
that one
he
it
did a
worked.
good enough job, but it would have been better as Danny DeVito.
Anyways, I realize we've got overtime. Oopsie doopsie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit! I for some reason I thought 4 was time, and I thought we were just vibing. Mobby.
It is 5 o'clock
That's
here,
okay.
and usually
We vibing.
we are arriving. I'm not complaining about going over, but I do know like people's got like dinners or various other evening activities, so I don't want to be like stay forever, stay here, talk about voice actors and how you want Danny DeVito to voice it.
Pikachu.
Oh, that was really good.
I tried.
Pikachu.
I don't know. We could turn the rest of the stream, and Flora's like, "I'll see myself out," and me and Liz are just like,
Pika. Pikachu. Pikachu. Pikachu.
Oh my god. You're doing great, kids.
Flora's like, I'm leaving. Goodbye. Flora has left chat.
No, I'm way. I'm not very good at Pikachu, but because of my showing my age again, I'm most known for
Boo. Boo. Boo.
which
God.
is
Makona.
Molkana from
Makona.
Magic Knight
Yeah.
Wraith.
There was I
Laura
remember
has checked out. No, I'm still here.
once
I'm
I
still here.
imported like from a con, there was like a music CD entirely covers sung by Makona. So it was all like boop, 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 boop,
I have the song. I have that song.
Oh, no.
If you would like
Oh,
it.
no.
boop, 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 boop. I do feel Clamp was a little bit early with the Makona representation because I feel
I
like
know.
if they had waited like maybe 5 or 6 years, like
It would have been amazing.
yeah.
Yeah. Ahead of its time.
Yep. What the monosyllabic mascot.
Exactly.
That
But
is
it was
also
around the same
creator
time
dog.
as like the Minchi dog cat thing and like
Yeah.
Ryoki and
That's true. That's true.
we're getting off topic again.
Oopsie doopsie, we're supposed to be wrapping up and now we're talking about things. Oops.
I should
Anyways,
make a Mokina redeem.
okay.
I've worked my fair share of low-level retail jobs. Don't worry, I know exactly what you mean.
Oh, Excel Saga. You're thinking of, so Ryoki is from Tenchi Muyo. Excel Saga also has the mascot, but they include it as a joke because the intention is they're going to eat that thing.
Yeah,
Eat that
old.
thing. Yeah, eat that
I mean,
thing.
yeah, but
And there was also the thing of like the aliens that had the little staff. Anyways, I'm getting distracted.
I don't remember that.
Oh, you were talking about Menchi. Okay, yeah. Cool. Anyways, we should probably do the schedule so that way we can
Laura?
actually end stream.
What?
Hmm?
Everything's fine.
What?
I don't know. Carry on, Elizabeth.
Well, you're the first up
Do
on the
your best.
schedule. You have to do it.
Oh, you want? Oh,
Oh.
sorry. You were asking me about my schedule. Okay. We don't. Do we have a schedule?
No, I didn't make one.
Oh,
I
okay.
was
That's fine.
very bad.
Oh, it's fine.
We're doing it live.
Okay. Let my brain connect the circuits again for a second.
No problem. Tomorrow's
Monday.
Monday.
Dial-up sounds.
Monday. Tomorrow is Monday. I am Monday. Like I said, I'm gonna be checking out the Dragon's Dogma 2 character creator. We're gonna make Frog Detective again, and then maybe we'll also make my character. Well, we'll see how much time it takes. If I get through all that and I still have time, somebody suggested to me trying out a demo for a game called Normal Fishing, which sounds like something that's probably right up my alley. I can see the VTuber glitching as she thinks.
I swear at
Yeah,
some point we have to
probably.
commission a piece of art of you sticking your tail into a lake like you're gonna fish with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be cute.
Yeah, so
Most
that'll be
professional.
Monday.
Most.
Tuesday no stream. Wednesday will be more Cult of the Lamb because I gotta finish up the post game stuff.
If I'm not
And then
depressed, I will
Thursday-
try to do Tuesday. Try. Keyword.
Try.
Don't get excited. Try.
Don't push yourself. Do what is best for you.
Yeah.
And then Thursday will be more art because I gotta draw more Pokemans.
Okay. All right. So we did get a redeem for Flora. Do you want to finish the schedule
Oh.
first, and then you could do the redeem, or do you want to do the redeem as we are scheduling?
Oh god.
Finish up your schedule. Finish
Okay.
up the schedule, and then I'll sing for you afterwards.
Okay. So Friday I'll be back playing
Back to you.
more Bloodborne at 8 p.m.
Yeah,
We are going to
Bloodborne.
need to check in with Sasha to see if she's going to be okay to stream next weekend, or if she.
Oh, next weekend she's gonna be gone.
She's
Oh
gonna
no,
be
she's at the,
moving.
you're right. No, she's at the Comic-Con next weekend.
Convention.
She's
Oh.
out regardless. So
And yeah.
So we got to figure out something for next Sunday too.
yeah. Well, no, next Sunday we were going to do Stardew Valley because the new
yeah,
release
yeah.
is next Sunday.
Oh, it's not out though. I think until
March
I think when does it
16th.
Come out? Oh, is it the 16th? Oh, okay, great.
As far as I know,
Day is
I'll double
Sunday.
check. But yeah, I think the
Sunday
new
is-
release was supposed to be out.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's out, Stardew Valley.
I do. Okay, that covers the schedule. Flora, you're on.
Yeah. Oh.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. Do do do. No, be shark. Do 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 do. Be shark. Do 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 do. You got a Reginald. Do do do.
You're singing
do,
right now.
Be shark. I can sing as if I want to. Be shark. Do 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 do. Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby shark. There you go.
So I have a question. Am I doing the Reginald voice with Baby Shark?
Reginald.
No.
Reginald?
No.
Oh,
Reginald?
Reginald.
Baby
No.
Shark. Do, 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 do. Yes. I do deserve that. I deserve that very much. Thank you. Thank you, Anonymous.
Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby shark doo doo.
Reginald, I demand the Baby Shark to be brought to me henceforth. We have to think about his continence. I don't even know what continence means, Reginald. It just sounds like a fancy big word. Anyways. If you haven't already, there is a Twitter you can follow us on. Or perhaps a Discord. Reginald, link to Discord. And then finally... Reginald. And if you haven't, there is also the channel of Lenneth over at... Here, let me do this.
I believe in you.
There, I did it. You could go follow Lenneth over on this channel. He's been taking a little bit of a break, but you can follow Heavyled, who's been going through a Fallout New Vegas playthrough. Hello, Sharky. Welcome in. We're just signing off. I'm also talking like this because I have problems.
So those are words. Those are words that might possibly describe the situation, I guess.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sharky. Anyways, I guess we should find someone to raid. We've done all our contractual obligations about what is required to sign off for a stream.
Is that it?
I think so. I'm just finding someone to raids. 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 Some are good, some are bad. Raids. Ask your mom or ask your dad.
Mom or ask your dad. Do you not know that?
No, it's a very Canadian thing.
No, I know what you're talking about. That's why I'm laughing.
Here we go. How about VTuber Missing Number is actually doing Maple Story, the internet classic.
Maple Story.
That sounds like fun. Let's see Maple Story.
Very internet classic.
Yeah, I never played it back in the day. VTuber Miss.
I
There we
did
go.
a little bit.
So please give. Oh, it looks like they're just in there starting up things, so you can see it right from the beginning. There we go. Boop. Have a good day, everybody. There goes. Boop. Raid countdown. Go. Yeah, thank you for joining us for our very scuff tea time. Have a good rest of your weekend. And
Yeah. Thanks
blah,
for
blah, blah.
hanging out.
Okay.
I lived. I
You
only
did.
pissed one person off.
3, 2, 1, go.